Hello!
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Howdy, friends.
What's up? Howdy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the return edition of Disney Trivia Live, the show in which y'all, with us, play Disney Trivia.
Live. Can I get a yeehaw, everybody?
Yeehaw! My name is Cowboy Doobie Mosley, co-founder over here at yonder laughing place. To my left is
Rancher Gideon.
Is that Rancher Gideon, and we are so happy to be with you today. The third member of our team back in the room today is what should we say? Cowgirl.
Yeah, Cowgirl Mom.
Cowgirl Mom. How you doing, Cowgirl Mom?
I'm doing well.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw.
Let's say some howdies to some people out there. We've got Caitlin. Sorry to hear that, Caitlin. Of course, hope that you get through that okay. Howdy, Paul Schnebs.
Howdy.
That is not a themed introduction, Schnebs. I'm a little it's a good one. A little disappointed you didn't theme, but howdy, Nikki B. See how that works? Yeehaw! Nikki B knows how to do this. Howdy, Denzel. Howdy, Gio. Howdy, Austin. Howdy, Donna. Howdy, Equalizer. Okay, that's better, Schnebs. That's better. Howdy, partners. Howdy, Robert Tucker. Nice to see you. Oh, lucky you. I still haven't seen it. Howdy, Genie Plus Plus. Howdy, Kyle causing trouble. And howdy, Broken Jeremiah, Angels Already Lost. We are so happy. I'm lying. We are not happy to be back. We are so happy to be doing trivia again.
Happy to be back.
Okay, I'm not happy to be back.
Bugs
were bad. The only bad thing. I've been thinking about this. I've had a little time to reflect. And I may be the only one in the family that feels this, but that's okay if that's the case. This is the best vacation I've ever had.
Wow.
I've been on 12 cruises. This was
12? I thought it was 13.
I keep changing the number. Somewhere between 12 and 14. This was the best vacation I've ever had.
Wow.
No lie. What vacation, you may ask? We came back from an Adventures by Disney. We went to Yeehaw, Wyoming, which I believe is in the west, even though it's east of us.
It is kind of funny.
You know what's funny? I have no idea where we were. I don't know geography at all. We got on a plane. We got off somewhere. As far as I know, we were on a different planet. I don't know what was north of us, where in Wyoming we are. I don't know how big Wyoming is. Were we on the border of like New York or something? I have no idea where we were.
I think we were near Idaho because I know part of Yellowstone's in Idaho. So.
Okay, so we must have been near Idaho. Thank you.
Near Idaho.
I've learned we were near Idaho. No idea. It was a different planet, and it was an awesome planet that I never needed to come back.
Hello, Nathaniel.
Hello, Nathaniel. Who else we got in here? Hello, Kyle. Oh, I already said hi to you. Yes, I do want. I want ABD Pro status. That is for sure. Oh man, it was so good. It was so good. We're going to talk about it a lot today.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
So, you know what? Let us. Yeah, it is just about time. So we got all our hellos in there. Hello, E-Ticket Tomorrowland.
Hey, Dad. How's your trip been? No, how was your trip? Because normally you say, how's your week been? So I think, how's your trip been?
My trip was so good. How was your trip?
It was wonderful. It was an incredible trip. I loved it so much.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the trip all throughout the show, and then I'm sure we're going to talk about it some more even after the show. I'm going to tell you a little bit how that's going to work after we tell you how to play Disney Trivia.
Also, wait, can you go back to comments real quick? I want to say something. It says, do you feel like you're on the mine train? If you saw much, yeah. My thought was Mine Genius Wonderland should still exist. It's like this, but you wait like 10 minutes, not like a whole trip to see it.
Yeah, there were a lot of things we saw that were, you understand where the mine train comes from now. All right, here's how you play.
I'm sure you're ready to play Disney Trivia Live. But before we do, there are a few rules. So, what are we waiting for? Let's go ahead and get right into it. To start, you must play on 2 devices, unless you're on a computer. This is because you need to be able to see the live stream to see the questions, and the trivia program, which is used to answer. Now you'll need to be able to see both the screens at the same time, and there are a few ways of doing that. For example, on a computer this is simple. Just put the 2 windows side by side. It's not hard, but with other devices, you may have to think outside the box. If by yourself, the best bet is watching with some sort of tablet and playing on your phone. But with a lot of people, or if you're doing some weird taco and trivia party with friends, you might want to put us on the big screen of a TV and have everyone play on their phones. Oh, and not the old-fashioned type of phones. Phones that can run websites, like LP Quiz. You need LP Quiz to play the game, because it is how you answer the questions. Now remember, all I know is you have to go to lpquiz.com and type in a pin. Not that kind, a 4-digit code which you'll use when it's time to play the game. Oh, and by the way, we also have prizes. If luck is on your side, you'll get your very own Disney Trivia Live magnet. There are 2 ways of winning. Way 1, get first place, and way 2, finish in the spot that the wheel, I said wheel, lands on. If you end up finishing in one of those 2 spots, go ahead and take a screenshot of your screen and send it to trivia@laughingplace.com. Oh, and one more thing. Please don't watch on Facebook. You see, it has a huge lag, which makes it almost impossible to play the game on it. So yeah, don't use Facebook. Well, that's about it. So now it's time for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the one and only Disney Trivia Live. With Dube and Gideon.
Okay, folks, we are back. Let me tell you what we're going to do today. So we're going to play 2 contests. Our first contest is called The Wild West.
Movies and more.
Movies and more.
Wait. So we're going to talk about what's the movies and shows and theme parks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not on this one. This one's just movies and shows and stuff.
Okay.
Because the second one is the Wild West Parks and more.
Oh.
So we're kind of separating parks and everything else.
You made that so much less exciting. I fed you this. Okay, so we're going to talk about this and theme parks? No. Because theme parks is our second quiz. But no, you just kind of casually dropped it.
But no, because theme parks is our second quiz.
Really? We get a whole quiz for it? Wow.
A whole quiz. So, and here's what we're going to do. So obviously these quiz concepts, titles, themes, there we go, are inspired by our trip, but they're not related specifically to our trip at all. However, the images we show throughout are going to be from our trip. They're going to be sequential from our trip. There's 26 images in all, 10 questions.
How many people were on the trip?
25. 10 questions, plus the poll, plus the intro picture, plus the winner picture. So that's 13 questions per quiz, 26 total. We're going to show you 26 photos that go throughout our entire trip and talk about our trip while we go. And then, in all likelihood, we'll talk about it some more after the show, and after show like we always do. But so much to talk about. We thought let's have some fun during the show and talk about it as well. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, if you should win either one of these contests or finish in a place as designated by the losers wheel, you will win your very own one-of-a-kind.
The only one I can easily grab is a faded one. No, yours will be bright and vibrant and colorful.
Exactly. We did give away a couple of these on the trip.
No. Oh, here's a vibrant one. This one has good color.
Some people didn't even have to earn them, and I would like to thank Dada for sending out a bunch of maglets these past few days. So if you don't get one next week, let us know. Donna, always on top of that. Very, very much appreciated. Because the simple fact, folks, is if Donna wasn't doing it, we would be giving away maglets, but you would get them, in 4 to 6 months. So Donna makes sure that is not the case. She always gets them out. We appreciate it very, very much. It is not about Will Smith's Wild Wild West, which is a terrible, 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 terrible movie. Did I mention it is terrible? I have seen it. I heard it was terrible, but the concept is so cool. Steampunk Wild West. So I checked it out. Nope, it's actually terrible. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Okay. Next up, go to lpquiz.com. And a new post just published. Disney Parks Around the World, a private jet adventure day 20. Yes, surrounding our trip is this other adventure by Disney, which isn't nearly as cool. And that's Benji and Alex going around the world.
Yeah.
Who
needs to see the Taj Mahal?
No.
Pyramids?
I saw the Grand Tetons from every angle possible, and still would love to see them tomorrow. So beautiful.
You also went whitewater rafting.
So much we did. We're going to talk about it. Wasn't there an NXS song? Yeah, there's many NXS songs, but you're talking about Wild Wild West. What's that? lpquiz.com. Here we go. Shoot, what do I do? I do this. I forget stuff so easily.
Oh, no, it's because you just changed it, so I'm going to forgive you.
All right.
Ooh.
9074. Come on in. Let's play the Wild West movies and more.
And that photo, I believe, is the lobby of the
Wart Hotel. So we show up. First of all, we arrived the previous night.
We don't need to get
No,
into
I am, because it was the greatest airport in history.
Oh, it is.
Only 10 gates with the mountains in the background. Oh man, what a beautiful airport.
Beautiful airport. Did you have a photo of the airport?
I had to whittle it down. So I did not use one here. But anyway, next day, we go back to the airport so we can get picked up for Adventure by Disney. We get taken to the Ward Hotel. We check in real quick, and then we go upstairs where they're having a meeting. Yeah, meet everybody. And this is what we're greeted with. There's Becky on the right, the family of Lou Mangello on the left. There were 25 people in all. This was actually a WDW Radio Lou Mangello organized trip. So all the people who were part of it were there, through that show. Yeah, go for it. There were only 25 of us, which was beautiful, plus our incredible guides. This was the first guide we got to meet. You see him there sitting down. His name is Dusty.
He's in the middle. He's in the purple shirt.
A little later on, we got to meet the second guide, who is named Casey. Both of them just, oh my goodness. The guides are everything on Adventure by Disney, and they were spectacular. So some of these people already knew, some we got to meet for the first time, sat there for about an hour just talking and getting oriented to what in the world an Adventure by Disney was. I think that we sat there, yeah, and then we finally broke for lunch.
No, because we broke to go to the room to walk around. We were like, actually, no, let's just go back to the people. So, yeah, I think it's probably longer than an hour. So, you had a nice time just talking to people, getting to know people.
And that's a big part of an ABD, at least this one, as we found out, is just talking to people. Spectacular. Hello, Donna Loves Tetons. Hop along, Sheb, Scott here. The Dwayne's, Grandma and Grandpa, yeehaw, Slewfoot Bobson, I wonder who that is. Adam West, Denzel, Gabriel, Equalizer, One Little Spark. I was starting to get worried there. There's Madame Leota, there's One Little Spark, there's Uncle Orville. Yes, I believe he was one of the people that discovered Wyoming back in the day. Jenny Barris here, Cowboy Geo. I had wondered about what was happening since Lou was there. Yeah, WDW Radio does lots of cruises.
Wait, you discovered Wyoming? I don't think you can discover Wyoming. I think you can discover the area of Wyoming. I don't think you can actually discover Wyoming, because Wyoming wasn't a state.
Right. He discovered the area that became Wyoming, which he then named.
No, I prefer the other one.
Okay.
This makes less sense, which makes it funnier.
So Lou Mangello's WDW Radio puts on lots of cruises and lots of ABDs. This was one. So a lot of these people, some of these people actually had just been on a Lou ABD back in Italy just like a month ago. Others had been on cruises or whatever. Some people, this was their first, just like us. So, very tight group, 25 people, and that includes a family of 4, another family of 4. So all in all, it was only about 8 families, 7 families, something like that.
Oh. But unlike other Adventures by Disney, because this was the Lou Mangello one, everybody was a Disney dweeb.
Yes.
Or the spouse of a Disney.
Or the spouse. There were some Disney dweebs in training.
Yeah. Whereas other Adventures by Disney, you don't always have super passionate Disney fans. It's more about the brand of Disney being luxurious travel,
including on the Around the World. We found out it's not all Disney dweebs, but this one under WDW Radio, at least part of each family were Disney dweebs.
Yep.
So much. All right, so we're gonna keep going. Got 19 players. I hear something. I hear something. Gideon, this is your department now.
We should have done one while we were there.
We have some. Oh, you're right. We have some new ones that I keep forgetting to copy onto this computer. I'm sorry, Dada. It's not intentional.
Interesting. It sounds like.
That is a great question, Nikki B. We actually had a solo traveler on our trip. Hi, Jackie, if you happen to be out there. I thought you were. And I would say this is one of the better types of trips to take if you are solo. Would you agree?
Yes, especially if you're doing Mangello WDW Radio, because that dynamic of people, because they're all Disney fans and they kind of are bonded a bit by that love of Disney. They really, Jackie was traveling solo, but she became incorporated like everybody's moment family at some point, right. During the trip. So it became kind of a big family group rather than just a bunch of individuals.
We're not a group. We're a family.
Don't say group in front of Dusty. He will call you out.
Yeah, Adventure Guide Dusty, he wants you to be family.
Let's be family. So we're going to be talking a lot ABD this trip, guys. We're so excited about this. It's going to be a little bit different DTL, but there's trivia. There's trivia. Spin that
sometimes. So if you finish in first place, or fourth. Okay, pretty high today.
We need at least one of you guys. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
You win. Disney Trivia Live. Maglite. It looks like this one.
And we need one of you guys to tell us you're ready. I would be remiss if I don't mention this now and many times in the future. every WDW radio trip is done in conjunction with Mouse Fan Travel or MEI Travel. They're the same company who is also our travel partner. They took care of our arrangements. They take care of everything. We recommend them wholeheartedly. Becky was on this trip. That's her in the right. She is the owner of Mouse Fan Travel. So they do a fantastic job. She knows ABD as well as anyone I know. I can't remember how many she's taken. I think she said about.
So many.
I think this was somewhere in the neighborhood of 20. I mean, she's
I think it was like
done-
25.
Yeah, so many
She would be
ABDs.
Pearl.
So yeah, it's Pearl ABD. So many Disney cruises, so many cruises in general. They handle all cruise lines. Obviously, tons of trips to the world Disneyland. We recommend them so much, and this is just another example this trip of the incredible care that Mouse Fan Travel does to take care of their people. So, thank you, Becky. Thank you, Mouse Fan Travel, and we recommend them so much. All right,
Ready, partner?
I got some ready. I got some giddy up. So let's get started with question number poll. Gideon, there's a reason we do a poll. Let them know why.
Yeah. All right. It is our chance to get to know all you better and your chance to get used to the lovely user interface.
I'll never guess what today's poll is.
I don't know. What is it?
It is worth 0 points. Why does it say that?
Because it's a poll. It's not worth any points.
Have you ever done an Adventures by Disney? It's not Adventures by Disney. It's Adventure by Disney, right? I don't know. It's Adventure.
It's plural.
Yes. No, but I really want to. No, but I kind of want to. No interest / don't even know what it is. Gideon, what is this an incredible picture of?
Jackson, Wyoming, and Jackson Hole.
Very good. Very well put. Yes, the stagecoach, the famous antlers. You actually can see this exact spot on the Jackson webcam. If you search Jackson, Wyoming webcam, you have a YouTube webcam that points to this spot from above.
You know, it's the spot, it's the blue tent, which might not be there anymore, but I think it is.
I was looking at the website today. It's still there. LPquiz.com, e-ticket to Tomorrowland.
Yeah, that's the website, lpquiz.com.
What a wonderful town. Just a fun, quaint, it feels like a Disney town. The only slight downside is it is packed with tourists. It is a tourist town, so it's not like authentic, whatever. But it is what it is. It's so much fun.
Well, that's a little unfair.
Yes, I did not phrase that as well as I could have.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the buildings you're in are historic.
Yes.
They are authentic.
Yes. You're not immersed in the Western culture. You're immersed in the Western tourism culture.
Yes. Yes.
But what is actually there is very
the West.
real. It's not like a Disney location.
It feels like Frontierland
ticket
got
needs to pin.
modernized.
What is
It is 9074.
9074.
9074. And yeah, we ate lunch there that first day with a few people from the thing just around the corner. The Local, it's called, with our crazy server.
Oh,
Just
man.
a great way to start the trip.
Yep.
Such a good time. Love walking through this
Incredibly
town.
hospitable. Everybody was incredibly hospitable,
Nice.
whether it was the Disney staff or the restaurateurs or
Or other people.
the hotel bellman. I mean, everybody was just really friendly.
Yeah, I woke up early that first day, or the second day, I guess it was, and loved just walking around the town by myself and seeing everything. Really nice town. Anyway, I hope your answer is A or B. If not, you are not living your best life.
You love that phrase.
I love it.
Oh,
There you go.
All right, we've got a bunch of B's. I understand A. I understand not a lot of A's. It's not an easy thing to do, but yeah, those B's, get out there.
Yeah.
And you D's, I hope it's because you don't know and you can learn more about it today. Great experience. All right, let's get to some real questions as we talk about the Wild Wild West.
Question number one.
Question number one.
Time to have some fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Question number one in the Wild Wild West is coming. Who did the lead voice in the film Home on the Range? Remember that first question. We like to keep it easy. Is it Rosie O'Donnell, Reba McEntire, Roseanne Barr, or Shania Twain?
Speaking of Home on the Range.
Yeah, well, this is the Ward Hotel. This is the exterior of the Ward Hotel. Ward Hotel, what a history. It used to be, it was originally a casino.
Yep.
One of the oldest buildings in Jackson. Great hotel.
It's known for its silver dollar bar, which is because it has silver dollars embedded in the bar. It's
Got a lot of the original casino equipment around, a slot machine, a blackjack table.
Yep.
Why is Gio saying starting early?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
but in our case, what we noticed immediately was that in the lobby on the bottom floor, you had an enormous buffalo head taxidermied on the wall. Upstairs, you had an enormous elk. And also downstairs, in another part of the lobby, you had a moose. And so
At
Moments
Buff and
into
Melvin.
arriving, we found Max, Buff, and Melvin.
None of them talk, sadly.
No,
I
there
know.
was no.
We saw so much taxidermy on the strip. None of them were talking. I'm disappointed. Disney, up your game.
But there's some beautiful bronze sculpts all throughout the hotel, and some of them are done by actor Lyle Wagner, which I personally
I
got a
didn't
kick
even
out
notice
of.
He's the guy from the Space Mountain opening
Yeah.
special.
That's
Yes,
right.
he is.
Yes.
So yeah.
Correct answer is Roseanne Barr. A little disappointed in you people. I must say, this one's supposed to be an easy one and didn't even get a majority. Yeah, we talked to them. They didn't talk. Did we talk to them? Did we assume they didn't talk and not start a conversation?
I'm pretty sure somebody talked.
Now I'm wondering if we had started talking to them, if they would have talked back.
Paul says we found their retirement home. They retired to Jackson Hole.
Were those real? Those aren't real, were they?
I have to mention they were.
Really?
You
Yeah.
do realize where you are.
I know. One of the coolest parts of this thing was like when you would go on something in the woods, like a horseback ride or something, the guides have actual firearms with them because there are actual wild animals out there and you need actual protection. So that was cool. John, enjoy the FB photo of the moose looming over Doobie.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're not my friend on Facebook, first of all, be my friend on Facebook, Doobie Mosley. There's only one of us, I'm sure. Friend me, I accept all, and you get a fun chronicle of all our adventures, as well as my wisdom on other parts of life. Always non-political. And Scoreboard says,
Hashtag influencer. Wait, no, isn't it hashtag basic influencer?
I never switched. It's still influencer. I should switch. Adam West. Batman's in first place. The Dwaynes. Jimmy
Yep.
Barra,
They sold bear spray at the airport.
Yeah, they did.
Yep, they sure do. And they even have, when you're returning, there's like a TSA or someplace in there that says, no bear spray.
Yeah. By the way, bear spray is not like repellent. It is. You don't spread it all over your body. It is like a pepper spray
Spread
type
to the
thing
bear.
that you use it
Yeah.
to repel the bear.
Although I'm pretty sure if you spread it all over your body, the bear will not be interested in you.
I don't think that's true.
But I just love how they had to explain that. It's not like spray on sunscreen. You don't just put it all over your body to repel the bear.
I'm city folk. I don't know what to do with this stuff. That's why if I'm going someplace where there might be a bear, I'm not going alone.
Nope. We go with Dusty and Casey to
And-
protect us.
Yes. We saw some animals. We'll get into
Yeah, we
that.
did.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we did.
All right. Question number 2 coming up is, I really need to put some time and fix that delay. I think I just need to, you guys don't care. You don't care.
No, we do. I care. I enjoy hearing.
If you want to see Doobie fix that delay, send him a message after the show and say, please fix the delay.
In the film Westward Ho! The Wagons, what is the family's destination? Is it Oregon, Nevada, California, or Colorado?
Why is Wyoming an option?
Because I'm an idiot. So this is our first night there, where we had dinner with everyone. They just got one of the conference rooms. They had dinner with all 25 of us, actually 23 at this point. 2 people didn't arrive till later. There's a guitarist back there you might be able to see, and they just randomly said 4 people,
No, 5.
5 people, get up here. You guys are gonna have fun up there and do some fun stuff
I
with the
need
guitar
to
player.
know how they decided who went up.
Right, because Lou, I figured,
It was perfect.
but
It
the
was like
other
first
4, one of them is one of the other
One of them said,
minors
person-
that was in the trip.
Yep.
"Oh no, the two youngest aside from me."
Oh, they both okay.
Yeah.
And then they got me, and I can't tell who that is.
Beatrice.
Okay,
Beatrice.
so I don't know how they did it.
I don't know how they knew because you're the perfect person.
Yeah, I am
and
definitely
she
the
felt
one
like
to
the
go
perfect
up.
Is the
person.
first person.
Yeah.
And then Lou is the.
Did we
Lou.
all introduce ourselves individually, or did we do one person for the family?
One person for the family.
So that makes it easy to get me and Beatrice.
I guess.
Yes.
But not. I don't think. But
But I
the
don't
two
think
kids
it
are from the
was
same
the kid.
family.
Yeah, that's weird.
But they were there. The other 2 who were selected, I know that they were talking with the guides earlier in the
Okay.
day, so they probably had a feel for
Yeah.
how
Oh,
up
okay.
for being in front of the
So,
group on the first night
I
they'd be.
I was very excited to get up there. I want everyone to
was-
know me right away.
Yep.
And it was fun. It was fun. And the dinner was amazing. And there's like 3 big tables. So we were sat with 2 people, and right away we got to know 2 people, and they were awesome. I love those. Oh my goodness. I love
Stella.
Stella and Ethan. I wasn't sure if I were going to say names, but of course I love Stella and Ethan, and I loved everybody. But
Jackie
anyway,
was at our table too.
go ahead. Jackie was one who traveled solo.
5 tables.
Did I say 3?
Yep.
Okay.
You can see 3 there, but there's a little sliver right there, and I knew there was the other one there.
The other one I'm sitting
So
at.
awesome. And then this was an evening where they had alcohol available as part of our meal. And I got a kick out of the Snake River Brewery. Their slogan around the top of it was "Put our river through your liver,"
which is very
and
cool.
I just thought that was really clever.
So in general, everything is included in the ABD. Every single gratuity. You don't have to tip the bellhop. You don't have to tip a server, because there are sometimes we actually go to a restaurant with a voucher. You don't have to tip anyone. Everything's included, with the exception of alcohol in general. However, they did have this event where alcohol was included, and they had the last day that they had alcohol included. I think those were the only two on this trip.
Also, there are.
And then you do tip your guides at the end of the trip. It's the only gratuity that you're expected to give. All right. Do you have to worry about transportation from the airport? No, you get yourself to the airport they like you there by noon, but some people got there later, and they'll still take care of you. A part of the package is they will get you at the airport to the hotel, and then they will transfer you from from whatever the final stop is back to the airport by a certain time. Some people, their flight, as it turned out, got canceled, but the original flight was like 7 in the morning or something, so they had to leave the final place we were staying at 4:30 a.m. and they were going to be taken care of while everybody else would leave later. So,
but their flight got delayed. And so our guys got to sleep later.
Yeah, because the guys would have had to, of course, be up to take care of them. How much do you tip? It is expected.
It's in the handbook.
It is recommended in the handbook to tip
so $9
to $11 per day, per person, per guide.
But that's in the handbook, and so as that changes with the industry or whatever.
And I also don't know if it's different.
Exactly.
No, I do. I did look it up. It is the same for other ADDs, but it certainly can change. All right. Yeah.
Makes sense, Nathaniel. I mean, it fits the whole, of this show.
It fits. Okay. Anyway, like I said,
it's not called No Music Trivia Live. It's called Disney Trivia Live. So Disney music's perfect. In fact, we would play it here, except for copyright exists.
I expect Grandma and Grandpa to get this one right.
Gideon, what would you recommend?
Everyone got it right.
What would I recommend? For what?
For Disney music.
Oh, play Little Patch of Heaven.
Little Patch of Heaven.
Appropriate.
Yep, that would be nice. Yep.
And
Frontierland.
Music.
Frontierland loop is great. Old Yeller.
Kyle calculating that you have 7 guides on the adventures of the around the world per day.
Hey, I was worried it was going to be like 15% gratuity is expected.
You should listen to the Woody's Roundup theme song.
So.
Yeah, that's another one, Woody's Roundup.
And you may read that at the beginning and go, that seems like a lot. By the end, you're like, oh, these guys are underpaid. I need to be tipping them so much more. The guides are everything.
The guides are
everything.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing.
All right, that's 2 questions in. Oregon is the correct answer. I hope Grandma and Grandpa got that. I'm impressed so many of you got that.
Bravo.
Adam West, Jenny Barr, the Dwaynes, Grandma and Grandpa did get it, and Uncle Orville, who was on that wagon train, got it right.
He has Woody's Roundup in his playlist.
Very good. Very good, kidder.
Yes, that is true.
Question number 3.
It's called 6 points because that's easy to see. There were 6 points, and each one could have its own movie going at the time of silent films. So it's incredible. Wow.
Only during silent films.
Yeah, and then audio.
Pecos Bill was a featurette in what release? Melody Time, Fun and Fancy Free, Make My Music, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Gideon, what were we doing in this picture?
Whitewater rafting.
We went whitewater rafting on the Snake River.
Day 2 in the trip or something?
Day 2 of the trip, where day 1 is just like arriving, saying hi, and having that dinner.
Yeah.
Day 2, you wake up,
first day stuff.
Have breakfast, and then get on the bus, everyone. We're going whitewater rafting.
On the Snake River.
On the Snake River.
Class 2 and 3 rapids.
If you didn't, they did have a leisurely cruise you could take instead, which some people did. But we did the whitewater rafting. Oh, I loved whitewater rafting. It was so much fun. Did you like it, Giddy?
It was wonderful.
So Giddy did not
Can I talk a little bit?
Go.
So during it, there's a lot of rapids. They're not insane rapids, but they're fun, a little bit thrilling. But there are some parts in between rapids because a lot of it's just in between rapids because rapids are like 30 seconds and it's about a 90-minute trip. So you get long breaks between rapids, and in the calmer sections of the river, they don't just let you, they to an extent encourage you to jump out and swim around the water for a little bit. And so I took advantage of that, and I jumped into the water and swam around the water, and it was cold. So I quickly climbed back in, and then Mom told me she didn't take a photo, so I decided to jump back in so I could have proof I actually did this. And there I am, swimming in the water, actively dying. Then my mom said, here, take a photo where you're pretending to get back in the boat. And I said, Mom, I want to actually get back in the boat, please. And so I got back in the boat. But
apparently
this is the photo. Oh, it was freezing.
Well, we got one big splash. One for the actual biggest rapid. Nikki B asked, was it very rough? At times, it is rough. I would not say very rough. Never, ever any danger of falling out the raft.
For us. And we ran a nice big boat where if it got too much for you, because there were like 8 of us in our boat, and the boat is meant for 14, so there's a middle row, which we didn't end up using because the amount of people on our boat. So for our boat, we were lucky where if we got if it was a little too much, we could scoot into the center of the boat where we're more away from the edges.
But the single biggest rapid that we have, the roughest one, Rebecca and I happen to be in front because they let you switch around. We said, yeah, let's go in front for a while. And that's when the big rapid came. So we got the big wall of water that just totally drenched us, and it was cold.
And I had a GoPro mounted on my helmet from one of the other guests on Nicole on the tour with us. She saw that I had a GoPro mount, so she said, can I put my camera up there? So I'm eager to see her footage of what it was like when that wall of water just came over from the front of the boat.
Also, I do want to say this with my water rafting. Life jackets required, helmets optional.
Yeah.
But helmets are provided. Just you don't have to wear
even a wetsuit is provided.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
If you want it, but you didn't need it. It was nice to have wetsuit booties to keep your feet from being very cold in the water, but it was the air in the mountains up there is so dry that it was amazing how quickly you would dry off. If you get doused, and then by the time you got to the next drop in, you were pretty much dry already. It's crazy.
Eric was our whitewater rafting guide, and he was hilarious. Eric was awesome. So much fun. The only bad part of whitewater rafting is when you finish up, you have to hike back up to where the bus is.
It's not
horrible.
It's not a hike in the truest sense of the word, but it is an uphill dirt path.
It is an uphill dirt path. It was not fun. It was not terrible. Took maybe 15 minutes, but it wasn't fun.
I don't think it would have bothered you as much if it weren't for the altitude, because you're not yet accustomed to how high up you are, and you're kind of tired from all the adrenaline rush of what you just went through.
It wasn't a big deal.
It was so much fun, and we got in a paddle war with our fellow boat because Lou and others were on the other boat. Doobie and our family was on the second boat. There were 2 boats, and we splashed each other.
One other thing I should mention here, Rebecca brought her phone to this. I didn't bring mine because there's no way I'm going to lose my phone on day 1 of a trip. I need my phone for work too much. But Rebecca brought hers and did not lose it, of course. But the guides have theirs. Part of their job as guides, the adventure guides, part of the Disney Adventure Guides' job is to take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures.
They end up with over 1,000.
And they're so experienced at this. They know exactly what they're doing. They took so many incredible pictures. None of the pictures here you're going to see are from them, but they then share them with everybody. So many incredible pictures throughout the entire journey, including from this whitewater rafting. So
it's like having your own personal Disney photo pass for your tour around all of this stuff.
Yeah, they do all of your adventures with you.
So awesome.
Just for that reason. So anyway, we're going to move on to the next one. Anything else you want to say about this?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Just punch me if you want to say something, because I'm not always good at making room.
I'm trying to think of something to say just so I can punch you.
Melody Time is the correct answer. Pecos Bill was a featurette in Melody Time.
Oh, and as soon as we got back to the bus on the way back to the hotel, they had peanut butter and jellies waiting for us. We had Uncrustables.
Oh, that's for the main bus, but I'll get to that.
And they always have, on the buses, they always have snacks.
Always.
All kinds of snacks. Water. I mean, we carried water, but didn't need to because they always have water right there.
They had water. They had chips. They had Cheez-Its. They had gummies. They had Oreos. They had Chips Ahoy.
They had Advil. They had Tylenol. They had sunscreen. They had bug spray.
They had everything you need.
It is great.
It is
We're
awesome.
so spoiled. So spoiled.
Adam West is in first place. Jenny Barrow, the Dwaynes, Orville, who one of the original people to map the Snake River, and One Little Spark.
You were the first one to set up a whitewater rafting company. Back into it, just put you inside of a wooden rowboat, say good luck, and no half people came out of it. But you know what? They didn't care. They still paid hundreds of thousands of gold doubloons.
Wow. Question number 4. Gotta read.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Which of these titles is not a Disney film? The Great Train Robbery, Scandalous John, Hot Lead and Cold Feet, The Lone Ranger.
This looks like the time later that evening we went to go see a show.
We went to the Jackson Hole Playhouse, where we had a wonderful dinner, which included some entertainment, and then saw a full production, not like a mini production, a full production of Annie Get Your Gun.
With
2
intermission.
acts, intermission. Really, really, really good. Really
milkshakes.
Fun show, great entertainers. Just a good time, and before we went in, you could sit on the saddle and get your pictures.
There's also food. We ate before we went to the show.
Yeah, they gave us dinner, which was great.
You eat, go see the show. Your servers are actually the actors in the show, which is fun.
It was built in 1915. It still had its original wood flooring from when it served as a bowling alley for a short period of time. It still had its beautiful tin ceiling in the area. Our servers were singing waiters as we ate dinner, but then it turns out they were also the stage performers in this community theater. So fun.
So fun. Just so fun. And again, big tables, so you're getting to know the other people on our second night. So, which of these titles was not a Disney film? Exactly, Nikki B. You don't have to think about any. I mean, you really don't have to think about anything. It's amazing. Correct answer.
Do think about things.
The Great Train Robbery is another one of those. Grandma and Grandpa definitely got this right. The rest of those are actually Disney movies. The Great Train Robbery is not. It is an event, but not a Disney movie.
Isn't there a movie called? Isn't that like the first Western?
Yeah, something like that, but it's not Disney. Old Uncle Orville, who was arrested for being a part of the Great Train Robbery, got that one correct, and is the only person so far to have all four.
In fact, he was the first ever train robber.
He was, yeah.
He robbed the first ever train.
Also the victim, because there was only one person around back then. His original name is Adam. He's a very, very old Uncle Orville. Yes, that was in the show. That was in the show.
Dad, that was in the show.
Anything you can do, it's a good show. Annie, Get Your Gun. I wasn't familiar. I've heard of it, but I didn't know the story one bit. It was fun.
E-Ticket to Tomorrowland doesn't know Scandalous John. You gotta look it up.
I've never heard of Scandalous John either.
Gotta look it up.
I only knew because they knew the Great Train Robbery was like an old.
Not the same as Dirty John, the TV show.
Nope. Scandalous John.
All right. Question number 5. We may have another picture from the Playhouse coming up here. I wonder what it could be.
I wonder.
Question number 5.
Yep.
What Palm Springs ranch community was Walt Disney a member of? Is it the High Desert Ranch, the Smoke Tree Ranch, the Palm Desert Mirage Ranch, or the Brooks Lake Ranch? Rebecca, tell us what's going on here.
It was my birthday, and so they decided to surprise me by dragging me up in front of everybody. One of my favorite things to have happen anytime. And I got a pin. They have a special Adventures by Disney It's Your Birthday pin, which I appreciated. But even more so, I got confetti because Dusty's career prior to and kind of concurrent with being an adventure guide is in Walt Disney Parks Entertainment. And he works in parades typically.
He's a parade captain these days.
And so it was some, I think he said it was celebrated.
Yeah, Move It, Shake It.
Move It, Shake It.
Because he knew you were a confetti fan, right?
No, it just so
just
happened.
how it happened. Okay.
Yeah, it just was a lucky thing for me. I got so excited.
It's so funny. I wrote Dusty that morning. I'm like, today's Rebecca's birthday. Should we do something special for you? And he's like, I know. Don't worry.
And then as soon as I got called up there, when Becky saw that I realized what was going on, Becky said, "Don't kill me."
And they did this whole ruse to get her because she was like sitting in the corner, and we need to get something back there. Would you guys mind stepping out from?
The best part was an actual drawer.
I know.
Which is just really random.
She's in there faking like she's looking for something. It was so cool.
John, you're right. That stained glass behind there is beautiful. We have more pictures of that. I'm sure you'll see them on the site as we do our report. We're trying to let the guys who are going around the world have kind of that Adventures by Disney spotlight, but we will be sharing more details about what our Wyoming experience was like on the site as well.
Yeah, it's coming up in a couple weeks.
Mom's just staring like right above our heads. Like, is she looking at the thing? Like it's like the top of our set, like
I know
have like gold on it or something.
Nice.
All right, Smoke Tree Ranch, of course, is this answer. Everyone knows Walt wears that tie with STR on it. Smoke Tree Ranch. Good job, guys. You should have known this one, Nathaniel. I hope you did. Yeah, it was really nice, Gio. Oh, did I miss the button? I'm not sure if I missed the button. Okay, I think I missed the button. After Carla's making us lose this one. Old Uncle Orville, who has a huge advantage in this contest, is in first place. Continuing on to question number 6. Happy birthday, by the way, Old Uncle Orville. You had a birthday recently, I saw.
He turned 2,000.
I believe he's in 4 digits now. Yeah, 4 digits. Question number 6.
He's been in 4 digits. I don't know what you're talking about.
Continuing our adventure with the question. Who played George Russell in Disney's Davy Crockett series? Was it Jeff York, Fess Parker, Buddy Epson, or Leslie Nielsen? So the next day, we left the Ward Hotel after 2 glorious nights there
And we began our journey to Yellowstone.
But first,
we made a stop near the Grand Tetons, where we boarded some bikes and took a nice long bike ride. How long was our bike ride?
It was either 10 miles or shorter.
Okay. It was actually 5 minutes. No, it was around 10 minutes, I think is what they said.
They advertised as 10 miles, but I heard some murmurs that may have cut it short, so I'm not sure what it was.
We rode somewhere, then we rode back.
It was beautiful. Riding along the Tetons was beautiful. No pressure. You ride fast, you're up front. You ride slow, you're in back. No one cares. No pressure. There's always a guide in the back hanging out with you. I really felt like, at least in my opinion, that you could go at your own pace and no one cared. There wasn't any feeling that I need to be able to keep up with everyone. Maybe some people differed, but that's the way I felt it was anyway.
It's too bad we don't have any. It's too bad the guys.
I recognize that shirt.
It's too bad the guides didn't take any photos of us doing this, though.
But they did.
Oh, but they did.
They
took so many of this. They took photos of all the families with the bikes in front of the beautiful Teton Mountains. They took photos of flowers that we saw along the way.
And
there were some really nice flowers my mom wanted to stop and get a photo of, but then she realized that Dusty, one of our guides, was already taking a photo of them.
My butt hurt on this. That's the only thing I didn't like about the bike ride. The butt ride. No, the bike ride.
Are all rides butt rides?
So much butt.
And it was nice because we had a bike trail. Yeah. There was a specific path that was just for us. It was really flat. One of the beautiful things about the Tetons is they don't really have foothills. They just spring out of nowhere. So cool. You're like, where you're riding is totally flat, but yet there are the Tetons right over there.
And they give you a water bottle for this bike ride. The company that does the water bottle, no, it's in a different room. Oh. And they actually let you keep the water bottle, which is good. I don't want to use someone else's water bottle that the sweaty bike person already used. But it's also nice to get a little souvenir from your bike ride.
A nice little souvenir. Fun little bike water bottle. You feel like you're a real bike
It's
person.
for the bike company, not Disney, Adventure by Disney. So there's actually a little bit of variety. It's the company doing the biking. No, it's our ABD water bottle.
Yeah, but you can show the Jackson Hole sticker.
Yeah, this is Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
So this is our ABD water bottle. We put stickers for all different places we went on it.
So much fun. Okay.
I'll show you them when we get to the places.
That was the bike ride. Of course, you guys know this is Buddy Epson. Seth Parker was David Crockett.
Why are there 2 Yellowstone stickers? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, so we saw things. We're not going to say that yet.
Buddy Epson played George Russell, and the bike ride was awesome. And then after the bike ride, back on the bus, and it was time to head off to Yellowstone proper. We'll get to that. Oh, Uncle Orville showing.
Slewfoot Bobson.
Oh, Slewfoot Bobson. It makes sense that she's up there. I did not know that, Nathaniel, that Buddy Epson was supposed to be the Tin Man in the Wizard of Oz. Oh, the more you know. Ginny Barra doing very well. The Dwayne's One Little Spark and Slewfoot Bobson popping into the top 5. Question number 7. Let's see what this picture brings. I wonder.
I don't even know if that's all I got. It just was about to say I wonder like that. And then I just kind of
10 Who Dared tells the story of John Wesley Powell's travels down what river? Is it the Snake River, the Mississippi River, the Yellowstone River, or the Colorado River?
Hey, look, it's me.
Oh, man, it's so pretty. So this is where we stopped for lunch on our way to Yellowstone. I think this was before we actually got into Yellowstone.
Don't worry.
But I could be wrong.
We ate inside.
No.
It's actually inside Yellowstone?
I think so.
Oh, you're right. You're definitely
Jackson
right.
Lake.
Because we got into Yellowstone very soon after the bikes.
Yeah.
Just a beautiful, beautiful place. We ate inside.
This
Great
is Jackson
food.
Lake Lodge.
Celebrated someone else's birthday in there with a beautiful cake. That was awesome. Someone turned 18 years old.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, no, Jackson Lake Lodge is still in Grand Teton National Park.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's where we got the Grand Teton sticker. That looks like the Jurassic Park logo.
Yes, that's in your room.
Yeah.
And then after we ate, we went outside and got this beautiful picture in this beautiful, beautiful place.
That was our view from the restaurant. The restaurant was inside, though, so air conditioning.
Yeah.
And trust me, when you have air conditioning on this trip, you're going to appreciate it.
The restaurant, the hotel, the lodge, the lobby of the lodge had this huge window. I don't have a picture of it here, but we'll have one on the site. This huge window within the mountains and everything out back. Just incredible.
And one funny,
like a painting.
Yeah. And one thing I found funny is that we were here eating at the lodge while a different Adventures by Disney was staying at the hotel. They weren't in the hotel at the time, but like there were signs saying Adventures by Disney this way. Those aren't our adventure. That's a different adventure. We're going this way.
We were Wyoming. I think that was Montana. Yeah.
Well, I think it's Montana, Wyoming. Wyoming, and they were Montana, Wyoming.
So they were staying at this hotel, which we just had lunch at.
Yep.
And overlapping trips. So kind of cool.
It was kind of fun.
So I think Dusty left the note for the other adventure guy.
Yeah, I think he did.
Correct answer is the Colorado River. Everyone knows John Wesley Powell. This was so easy, right?
No.
No, plurality. Yeah, not bad. I didn't know. 10 who dared John Wesley. I wouldn't know.
8 got it right, 10 got it wrong.
Old Uncle Orville is showing off today. I am so impressed.
Like you say, when you witnessed it, it's easier to remember.
Bobson dropped out of the top 5. Adam West is back in it.
I mean, he's gotten them all correct so far.
I know, it's impressive.
No pressure.
Just going to see. I realize he witnessed it, but also he's very old.
Yeah, you think
Memory's not what it used to be.
more, huh?
Question number 8. Is Barnaby Jones?
What if you lived long enough to experience time travel?
What is the name of the owner of the Patch of Heaven farm and Home on the Range? Is her name Emma, Dolly, Pearl, or Stella? So we did arrive at Yellowstone. We did stop at this picture spot, of course, and the guides were kind enough to make sure every family could get their picture here, as well as some group shots.
Including our big family.
Yes, including our.
You don't say the Z.
As well as some big family shots.
There's also a photo of the guides with very long legs.
Yes, that's really funny. Yay, we made it to Yellowstone. Beautiful place. What do you think of Yellowstone?
We'll get to that.
Okay, you're right. We will.
We were aboard our luxury motor coach.
Yes.
Which, when you're at the national parks and you don't have to use the national parks long drops, it's nice to have a motor coach.
And who is driving our motor coach?
Let's hear it for
Wonderful Wade.
Yes.
Wade was awesome. The motor coach was nice because there are only 25 of us. The motor coach seats like over 50, so we could be as comfortable as we wanted to be.
I think aside from the fact that, guides have to have a seat and there's some spots for snacks and water to be put, almost everyone could have their own row. Almost everybody.
And did I mention there's snacks on there?
Oh, yeah.
Tons and tons of snacks.
Yep.
And a bathroom in the back.
And a bathroom in the back.
That.
Which,
And when driving, there's air conditioning.
Yes.
Which is nice.
The bathroom in the back, normally you think you don't want to go to the bathroom on the bus, but when the option is going to the bathroom at the Yellowstone bathroom stops, what do they call them?
Long drops.
Long drops, which are cleaned maybe once a day. Yeah, we were thankful for that bathroom in the bus, let me tell you.
Well, and the national parks are so full.
And
there's queues.
And
There's
it's actually how small it is. The bus bathroom is nice.
It's essentially an airplane restroom that's clean. So,
It's only slightly smaller because there's no sink in there. They get rid of the sink and place with more space to be in. So it's about the same as an airport toilet. Just there's instead of sink.
So they have hand sanitizers, paper towels back there.
You know what is not fun though? When you go into that bathroom and the bus is parked and off, and so you can't see anything because the light doesn't work.
Oh, that's funny.
That happens.
It was very dark.
Did we meet
Yogi
and Boo?
No.
But we did see a bar.
We did.
We did see a bar. I didn't see a bar. We did see other animals though.
You didn't see a bear?
No, I didn't see
one.
Saw a bar. Didn't know it was a bar until we passed it. And someone said, that was actually a bear.
Yeah, at first somebody thought it was a bison.
Oh, maybe I did see it. I just missed saying it was a bear. I don't remember anyone talking about seeing a bear.
Humphrey was not around cleaning the
just
park.
before we made the left up to Brooks Lake. That last animal we saw before we went up the hill.
Oh, maybe I saw it. I don't know.
You probably saw it.
Oh, yeah, I think I did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, magic happens. Yeah, that's a playlist.
Yeah.
I approve.
Good job.
Pearl is the correct answer. Pearl ran the Little Patch of Heaven.
I need to put that into my playlist. How have I not done that already?
Most of the bus time, you just kind of relaxed and there was a guide or something. But there were 2 long portions on the bus.
Yeah.
One of them was here, I believe.
Oh.
Where we're going to be on the bus for about 90 more minutes.
And
Let's
this first one,
put on a movie.
The first one they put on everyone's favorite, Home on the Range.
Home on the Range. So then we played a game later on, which we'll talk about in a bit. I think
2 games.
Awesome.
We played 2 games.
2 games. You're right.
One much better than the other.
I liked them both. I don't even know which one you would say was much better than the other.
No, I do.
They were both fun. Just one was way better.
Yeah, I know he enjoyed one much more than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. I like the other one better.
Oh, no.
Maybe because I was the team leader.
That's true.
All right. Old Uncle Orville still going perfect. Old Uncle Orville, the pressure's on now. You have a perfect score. I know there's some much younger people in the room with you. Put the pressure on him to keep up this perfect score. Question number 9. Number 9, and I feel fine. Coming up any time now. Fix this, Doobie. Doobie records. There, I said it. The short two-gun Mickey was released in what year? Was it 28, 34, 39, 51?
So this is a geyser. I don't remember what it's called, but I took two photos
Don't
in it.
remember what it's
Just
called.
let me finish. I took two photos in it. One, I was smiling in front of it, happy. The other one, I was like, so it's water shooting up in the air. What was that? Oh yeah, it's called Old Faithful, I'm pretty sure. Something like that. I don't know. It was just water shooting up into the air quickly. And it's kind of predictable, I guess, which is weird because it's natural, but I mean.
So Adventures by Disney made an arrangement with nature to have us arrive at Old Faithful just as it was about to go. So we got off the bus and went straight over to Old Faithful, and about 5 minutes later, it shut off.
Which
Just
is
amazing.
really well timed because when we went to our room, bags were already in it.
Yeah, and then we go back to our room.
Because that's when they put the bags in there.
Yeah.
See, it's clever. They get you there, they distract you with the geyser, so when you go to your room, bags are already in it.
No drill.
Because right next to the Old Faithful geyser, Old Faithful Inn.
Yep.
Wonderful hotel.
You'll see a picture of that soon. There
Oh,
might be a
okay.
question related to that.
Oh,
Be careful.
But by the way, Old Faithful, not my favorite of the geysers in that geyser valley.
The great thing about Old Faithful is you know when it's going to go.
Well, not so much, not only that, but it has a very short windows, like either 60 to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Whereas others can be, you
Years.
know when they're happening, but it's much longer windows
Yes.
of time.
And it's not like Old Faithful is going to go 60 to 90 minutes and within a 20-minute period.
Correct.
There.
Yeah.
Whereas others might be longer.
Yeah.
But it was cool. We saw Old Faithful. It was awesome to see it. Get a picture with it. I'm so happy I got to see it.
Just
But,
depending
yeah.
on how long it erupts for.
But the trippy part is, I mean, you see Old Faithful there, cool. You look around, there's just steam coming out of the ground everywhere you look. And then that's your reminder that you are literally standing on top of a super volcano that, if it erupted, could destroy the entire Earth.
And you know
50
what?
years.
You know what I saw? I saw that a couple of days after we were there were bison in a lot of the areas nearby too.
Oh,
You could, and I bet if we would have walked to that other building, we would have seen some, based upon the pictures I saw.
from a distance, I hope.
Well, no,
1934.
that's why I saw them, was because
Oh,
people were getting
please.
too close.
Yeah, no.
Here's the thing, though. We didn't see any bisons. It'd be tragic. Our trip was tragic because we didn't see any bison. It was horrible.
It was
There were
horrible.
0 bison, maybe 1 or 2 or over 100. I don't know. We saw
Yeah.
so few bison.
It took us a long time. For the longest time, I'm like, we have seen no animals.
We saw 1 elk turning into Yellowstone.
Finally, we saw an elk.
and
We saw
some-
plenty of birds, but no mammals. Finally, we saw an elk. And then finally, we saw a bison.
And then we saw another bison. And another. And then like over 100 at one spot.
Kyle can do better.
I wish we had another.
That's embarrassing.
Another one.
Said bison. We had fit it in somewhere natural.
Uncle Orville is one question away from a perfect score.
Kyle.
What, bison? Yes, it's stupid.
You should not be laughing that hard.
That one.
Question number 10. That's just stupid.
Bob's dying over here. Like Judge Steve Harvey levels. Oh, we'll get to you laughing later.
Oh man.
Brothers Ron and Clint Howard were in what film about a family that moved to Wyoming? Is it The Wild Country, The Legend of the Boy and the Eagle, Tonka, or Buffalo Dream?
Is this the Old Faithful question?
No. So you can talk about Old Faithful Inn, but not too much about it.
But it's Old Faithful Inn.
Am I allowed to say that Adventure by Disney did a wonderful job by putting us in a newer area of the hotel?
Yes.
Why did they put us in a newer area of the hotel? Because you had your own bathroom in there and did not have to share a bathroom.
Yes, you heard that right. The main building of the Old Faithful Inn has shared bathrooms.
Still.
Ours did not, which is wonderful.
But this is the Old Faithful
Also-
Inn. No air conditioning in the
Yeah.
Old Faithful Inn.
No air
Great restaurant, though. Really enjoyed the restaurant.
Ugh.
You
Nope,
didn't
I
like it?
disagree there.
Okay. I enjoyed it.
Hard disagree.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was okay.
And it's just a beautiful place. We only spent one night there.
Just one.
The cool part is it is like walking distance to Old Faithful. In fact, there's a bar there. You can just kind of see the outdoor seating where you can sit there
Okay.
and watch Old
See,
Faithful.
I will-
right here, there's the bar. If you were just go right about right there, Old Faithful.
Yeah.
A little bit further.
I will say the service was great, like the servers and
Mhm.
whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And I probably should have ordered off the menu instead of the
Buffet.
they had. But I was so tired from all this stuff we'd been doing. I didn't look at the ticket clearly. I didn't realize that I could have ordered.
What
an
about dinner?
entree.
You didn't like your dinner either?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, we
The
also had
dinner.
breakfast there.
Breakfast. No, breakfast was not that great, and that
Okay.
was buffet only for breakfast.
I liked it.
So it was okay. It
I
wasn't.
did
that
Where
like
did I
it.
get the buffet? The breakfast? King's Hawaiian rolls and yogurt, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I didn't have a lot to eat there.
Right, so that's question number 10. Did Uncle Orville stay perfect? Well, let's find out.
Also,
But I did have a really good huckleberry margarita.
E-Tickets to Tomorrowland says that you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd.
That's a song that they used to sing around the campfire.
It is? Why?
It's a song. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd.
Why?
Wild
But
Country.
you can be happy if you've a mind to. I think
Why?
is how the chorus goes.
The Wild Country is the correct answer.
I just see you keep asking why because it makes no sense.
Which I'm impressed of.
Sounds more like one of those like weird laws that no one would understand. Oh, Madame Leota, third place. Floating on up to third, but one little spark with their imagination beat them
Wait
second.
a second.
But first place, we have Old Uncle Orville. Sounds like a bit of collusion. But it doesn't matter because second and third did not get magnets. The Dwaynes do.
The Wild Country was filmed in Wyoming, not far from where we were staying in Jackson Hole.
So, Old Uncle Orville, I know you're well over 18. And the Dwaynes, if you are 18, please email at trivia@laughingplace.com so we can get you your own magnet. Congratulations.
Hey, look.
To Old Uncle Orville for your perfect score.
Yeah, congratulations. Wonderful.
Very impressive.
One little spark missed the first question.
So here we are. On the next day, we stayed at Old Faithful Inn overnight, and then the next day we toured Yellowstone with a Yellowstone guide, Rich. Love Rich. Rich was the best.
By the way, that's a photo of us in front of another hot spring.
Yes. So many hot springs, but Rich makes everyone interesting.
Yes.
I really loved it with Rich, and we're with Becky in this
Everything
picture.
interesting, not everyone.
Did I say everything?
I think
You said everyone
well,
interesting.
but I think he meant like every spring you come
Oh,
across.
yes.
He makes
Not
it
everyone,
interesting in its
everyone.
own way.
Oh, everyone.
Yeah.
I would
Yes.
say everything.
No,
or
no.
Say,
You said many springs. There are so many springs, and I said yes, and he makes everyone interesting.
Every one of the springs is interesting
That's
thanks
fine.
to Rich.
I'm gonna know you're facing me wrong.
So this is one of the springs,
Yeah.
although one of my favorite moments on the trip was sitting next to Lou Mangello. As the spring is right there, and his family tells him, "Get up, we need to take a picture." And Lou, as he's getting up, goes, "This is so different than the last spring we took a picture of in front of." Cracked me
But
up.
right behind us were the mud pots. The mud pots were cool.
In fairness to Lou, it's because Lou and I were cracking up just a little bit about the nature of natural
nature.
beauty and how after a while you kind of go, well, yes, it's another tree, or yes, it's another hot spring.
Let me tell you, Lou. I got to know Lou. I've known him forever, but I got to really know him a little bit on my trip to New Orleans a couple months ago, and then obviously on this trip got to know him a lot. Lou is a fun, awesome guy.
And his family is
And his
amazing.
family is
His
great.
wife is remarkable.
His kids are
And
quite
his
impressive.
Kids are so much fun. I mean, just the
Yeah.
whole family. They're just, what a blessing it was to be with them on this trip.
It was.
And everyone, to be honest, everyone was wonderful.
Exactly.
All right.
There, when you're sitting, I think my mom's putting it this way. When you sit at a table at dinner, you know, no matter who you're sitting with, it is going to be someone fun.
Yep.
There's no one you're like, I hope I want to sit with them.
No, like
No,
Everyone
no,
is
it
fun to
was
sit
great.
with. And it's not like you have like a pack you sit with at every dinner.
Nope.
Every dinner, you're at a different table. By the end of the trip, we had sat with every person on the
by
trip.
choice. No cliques
Yeah.
developed. You could sit where you wanted, but
Yeah.
it just happened that everyone always
Yeah.
sat all over the place. No
Each
little
family
mini
just
cliques
kind of ended up
developed.
Yeah.
migrating into
Yeah.
other areas. So every family got to sit with every other family. It was really awesome
It's
that way.
wonderful.
All right, so come on over to lpquiz.com as we do the Wild West Parks and more. The pressure is on Old Uncle Orville to do 2 perfect games in a row, in which case he would have them on live, except he does not know how to use a webcam. He's so old.
He doesn't know how to use those iPhones, I think they are, something like that.
Yeah.
And if you wonder why we gush so much, it's because in part, this is not an inexpensive vacation. This is like kind of a once in a lifetime for most families. And, you know, it's one of those things where we're letting you know how much we loved it because I want you to understand maybe why is it so when you look
Right.
at it, because like these hotels are exquisite hotels. They're not hotels I would choose on my own. And this guide that we had and this motor coach, I mean, the motor coach, you didn't have to wait. The national parks are so full right now. We saw lines of cars waiting in to get to the parking lot so that then you could go walk these, you know, beautiful natural wonders. But our bus driver was able to drop us off and then we could look at all the stuff and then he could pick us up. So there's just so many levels of convenience and care that you know you're paying for and go into it. And so, you know, I guess I'm not trying to justify the cost, but I guess I'm just trying to make sure you
You
can
do
see
get
where
what
your
you're paying
money's
for.
going.
Yeah, you can definitely see where your money's going. Like the Old Faithful Inn books up right away. The day it goes on sale, it's booked up. Disney makes sure that you're at the Old Faithful Inn. that kind of thing. All right. This is the single most beautiful thing I saw on this trip. And that is Artist Point, the waterfall, and then the other side, the canyon.
This isn't Artist Point.
It's not?
Wait. Oh, wait, this is?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, this isn't. This is first waterfall.
maybe.
Yeah, this is the first waterfall where they started the hike.
Yeah, where they started the hike. I don't think this is.
Yeah, this is because this one has a railing, and I know the other one did not have a railing.
But maybe, but I don't know for
I
sure.
think you're wrong, but in any case.
I know this isn't the other place. I don't know if this is called Artist Point
Why
or
is
not.
Kyle saying Rebecca with a question mark? Oh, haha, because you said it's the most beautiful thing you saw on the trip.
All right, well, we are not having this discussion now, but Artist Point waterfall, which this may or may not be, was the most beautiful thing I saw on the trip. And
This is too
it's
green.
nice.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
This is definitely not Artist Point.
Okay.
The way I know is just because it's the railing.
I believe you.
And I know I was terrified because of how high it was. I don't like heights that much when it's like risk of falling heights.
So that was another one of the things. So the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone and its accompanying beautiful Artist Point with its stunning waterfall. There's a vista where you can see it. Well, there's also kind of a hiking path that you can take up to it and see along the way. But the hike was too much for me, and so I was able to just take the bus and join them at the vista to see the waterfall. And the guides did a really nice job of kind of letting me know what that hike would be like, what I would be giving up if I didn't do the hike, so that I can make a choice as to whether I wanted to kind of put my body through that. And in this case, I opted to just rejoin with everybody at the vista rather than hike along the
And we went with her. And so the two Disney Adventure guides, they went and did the hike, while the Yellowstone guide stayed on the bus with the people who weren't doing the hike. And so it was nice you're able to talk with him about Yellowstone and get to know him a little bit better too. And then what he did when he finally took us out to go see the vista by ourselves, he's like, okay, they're not gonna get to do this, but I'm gonna tell you guys, look that way, and we're gonna walk to the spot, and then you can look there, so you get more of a better first look at it than the other people will.
Yep.
And so he made us seeing it a little bit more, dramatic.
That's because Rich is the man.
Yes.
All right. We got a lot of people in here.
We had a wonderful time.
Time to spin that wheel. Let's do.
Oh, yeah, I forget we have a quiz today.
Let's do.
Wait, I'm in charge of spin that wheels.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do this is why is everyone just called Doobie?
I don't know.
You can watch that after the show, see what it is. We're doing this. Spin that wheel. Man, I love that jacket. Here we go. We finished in first place, or
7th. You'll win your own magnet.
Disney should be live.
Here we go. If one of you guys can tell if you're ready to get started, we
Yeah,
will
maybe one.
indeed get started. Who's in this game? Ginny Barra, Carmel Grandpa, Lilo and Fish, Denzel, Pecos Schnebs. No Dobson.
Dobson.
Oh, Pecos Doug that. Never mind. All right, we got it ready. Here we go. Here we go. Question number poll.
I like how now instead of it being where like they do one with a different name and then one with Bob's and Doug of some sort, they just make Bob's and Doug Nut, but they do Bob's and something or something Doug Nut. It's fun.
The wheel sound. That's it. Are you a fan of mountains, outdoors, etc.? Yes. Yes, but not crazy. Somewhat, not really. Gideon,
Wow.
I'll let you handle this picture.
Look at those. Look at all those bison.
That's all you want to say?
What else more is there to say?
We saw no bison forever.
And then we saw one, and
our-
then two, and then three, and then a little small field of about like 10, 20, and now we saw this
And then-
glorious sight off in the distance.
All the bison.
And yet people are still freaking out when they saw more bison later. I'm like, so what? We see like already a million.
I know. Let's see a moose or something now. But yeah, we were
We saw a
lamenting.
moose just a while.
We were lamenting that we didn't get to see any bison at Yellowstone.
And now I'm
on
lamenting
our
I
way
saw
out,
too many.
we saw so many bison. It was so cool. All right.
But by the way, for the record, cut, the wheel sound's always been there for us. You just didn't get to hear it because we had a different mic.
My answer to this, at least prior to last week, would have been somewhat, or perhaps even not really. But I have changed.
Not really at all.
Now I'm perhaps a yes, but not crazy.
I don't like it. I don't. Some of the things to do there are fun. But like seeing like animals and stuff is cool. But I'd rather go somewhere where it's like I want to go to a zoo and see animals.
It's not the animals for me. The animals are fun. It's the beauty, the Tetons, the lake, the big,
I'd be willing to see
the river.
it
That's
from
what I love.
the river, like water. I like the whitewater rafting. I love canoeing later. But like I'm not as much of a walk.
I feel like you guys would have been just fine staying in the motor coach. Everything we saw, just seeing it in the motor coach, like never getting out of the
especially if it had a window.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to look at it through a window. If I could roll down a window.
You could roll it down.
If I was on like a Universal, if I was on the Yellowstone Studio Tour tram, I would love Yellowstone.
Yeah, perfect.
I just don't like being on this. I mean, I like the bus. I don't like getting off the bus and then walking on these weird wooden boardwalks.
No need.
Past the Abyss Pool.
It gave some better views, but yeah.
I love the fact that there's a place called the Abyss Pool.
Like Old Faithful, we could have just driven the bus up there. You could have watched it from the bus and then just driven the bus away. You got cool.
I think that might be the one place I'd be like, well, let me get off here and watch the famous guys run. Then again, the bus would have been better because you would have been higher up, so you could have seen over the people. Because Old Faithful gets packed.
Right, question number 1.
But how many show times there are such a day? You'd think that there'd be that few people.
Yeah, let's see the 3 a.m.
So Casey recommended.
Question number 1. The Adventures by Disney Wyoming Adventure was formerly called The Wild West, Go West, Westward Ho, or Quest for the West. And there is Rich.
Richard!
This is where we said goodbye to him at a hotel, the Yellowstone Hotel.
Lake Yellowstone?
Lake Yellowstone Hotel. Beautiful Yellowstone.
When is this other question for?
It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming. So we said goodbye to Rich here, and I love Rich so much. Had to get a picture with him. Such a nerd.
Rich became a passionate Yellowstone fan through his adoration of Indiana Jones.
It's true.
Because that kind of got him interested in outdoorsiness and geology and whatnot.
Also was not an outdoors guy at all.
Nope.
Grew up in Wisconsin, went to Yellowstone for the first time in 2014 and got hooked. But prior to that was not an outdoors guy at all. And now he's there. He lives there all year long. He has to snowmobile all over the place in the winter. He is.
One of my favorite things about Yellowstone was Dusty and Richard calling out all the illegal and against the rules things people were doing. Like there was one tour group going by with one of those giant signs, with the tour group name on it, like, okay, follow the leader. And Dusty's just like, that's illegal. They better stop doing that before someone finds them.
A tour guide not supposed to do that. All right, the Adventures by Disney Wyoming Adventure, much to the lament of our adventure guides, or at least Dusty, is called Wyoming and no longer called Quest for the West.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I can see both sides. Don't really care. Oh, look at you people. You all took a ride on someone else's adventure that's not as good as Disney.
You took a ride on Quest for the Rest because it's not the name anymore.
Why did you choose that Adventures by Disney? Well, let me tell you, E-Ticket to Tomorrowland and Carla. It was because it was a part of the WDW radio adventure and done in conjunction with MEI Travel. And so we did it as a part of that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Question, number scoreboard. After one question, most importantly, is Old Uncle Orville still perfect? Is he one of the ones who got that right? Or is this perfect streak over already? It's over.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. And somewhere one little spark is laughing at him.
I knew it. You did it.
Told ya. Told ya.
One little star is better than a
Little
whole
Jacob's going, told ya. My daddy knows. Question number 2. We got a multi-select here, folks. Choose all that apply. Hit submit.
Just don't forget to hit submit.
Which of these parks has an area called Frontierland? Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, Shanghai Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland. And folks, we have arrived at the
best
finale.
part of the trip.
The best part of the trip. Our final 3 days were spent at
Beautiful Brooks Lake Lodge.
the beautiful Brooks Lake Lodge. And let me tell you, our guides hiked up Brooks Lake Lodge like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Staring at this. Is this not Brooks Lake Lodge?
This is Brooks Lake Lodge.
Of course it's Brooks Lake Lodge.
Of course it's Brooks Lake Lodge.
Oh, my mom's scared. She's scaring me. Anyway, our guides.
Why is Mom scaring you?
Our guides hyped up this like nobody's business. You guys are gonna love Brooks Lake Lodge. It's just the dream. Oh, and we're like, okay.
It's like a cruise on land.
We're like, yeah,
They said cruise on land. They said cruise on land.
it'll be fine. It'll be nice place to stay. No, they were right. Brooks Lake Lodge is spectacular. First of all, it's all ours. There's no one else there when Brooks Lake Lodge is open for us.
Aside
It's
from the ranch hands,
just the ABD crew, and there's tons of them. There's like more of them than there are
Yeah.
of us. But
there are.
the whole place, as far as guests goes, it's just us. Some people stay in the main building, which is what you're looking at here. Some people stay in cabins, which is what this picture is taken from.
Which are around the main building.
Which are around the main building.
And it's a sandwich with around the Brooks Mountains, I'm pretty sure, and the Brooks Lake.
Oh, well, all the rest of the pictures are at Brooks Lake Lodge, so we're going to talk more about this place.
All the rest of the pictures.
Spectacular. Anyway, who has a Frontierland? Do you know? That's called Frontierland.
Disneyland and Paris, I know.
What else? That's it.
Woohoo!
Shanghai simply doesn't have one.
I only knew Tokyo because Kidder put it in chat.
And Tokyo is called Western Land. That is right.
Kidder, you know you're not supposed to put answers in chat, even though it was already after the time right now, and I'm the only one who's affected. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. You did it after the question.
After the
I
question.
can just suffer by myself.
Heiko Schnabs has popped up in second place. I don't know why I said that. John O is in first place. Denzel himself.
Look who's in the top 5 and 5th place.
Cowboy. Oh, Gio. Yeah.
Yeah!
We're in theme parks now. Gio's like, watch me cook.
What's he cooking?
I don't know.
Watch me cook some. Yeah. Watch me cook some bison and elk.
Question number 3.
Sorry, your mouth was very had to sync in the video. I've never looked at that. I see myself blink.
Camp Woodchuck Kitchen can be found in which park? Animal Kingdom, Tokyo Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, Hong Kong Disneyland.
Why was this photo taken? I'm guessing.
This was taken the morning of our first day there. You know, we went to bed, woke up the next day. First activity day, and just walking around, you and I. I said, you want to go for a walk with me? You said, yeah. I took this beautiful picture. Happy picture. Great picture. Yes, Cities of Nights and Lights. Exactly. We actually talked about that, Schnebs. And now it's just called London, Paris.
I know. Everyone is, well, not everyone, but Dusty was very sad that they've gotten rid of the fun names.
Oh, man. I'm dying. I haven't adjusted back to the time change, even though it's been 5 days and it's only a 1 hour time.
Yeah.
Hey, you like your hoodie?
Oh, yeah. I like that hoodie too.
Correct
I
answer.
prefer this hoodie. The one we got in the Brooks Lake Lodge gift shop, which when I first saw it, I thought was hilarious since we're 26 of us and yet this place has its own gift shop. But it's the Brooks Lake Lodge gift shop hoodie.
I love the way things work there. So it's a dude ranch, all-inclusive ranch. So they feed you breakfast, they feed you lunch, they have afternoon tea, which is literally tea and other drinks, as well as some snacks. Charcuterie board
and cookies.
which
Do
is
not
spectacular.
undersell the high tea.
And then they have dinner. And then that's it, except the ABD has snacks. There's always snacks for ABD.
Yes.
They have a bar.
Yeah, bar with everything at the bar included except for alcohol.
Right. So we had,
Including mocktails.
Yeah.
including mocktails. So I had mini virgin mules.
Yeah, many included mocktails.
And huckleberry mules, of course. And I love the way charging works there. If you get a drink or you go to the gift shop, you just tell them your name. Like, what's your name again? You Mosley? Okay. And then at the end of it, you just go over there and say, okay, I'm ready to pay Mosley's bill. It's just, I don't know, there's something very cool about that. I like that. All the activities are included. There's archery.
Can I go through the list?
Go for it.
So,
Oh my, no, you are not allowed. Not allowed.
okay. All right. So, every day you get to choose between 2 activities, a morning activity and an afternoon activity. You're able to choose between hiking, which there are different hikes you can take, canoeing out in beautiful Brooks Lake, archery, which is led by one of the ranch hands, horseback riding, which is led by one of the ranch hands, and I think that's it.
Fly fishing.
Oh, and fly fishing, which we did not do, unfortunately. So we're not 100% sure how that would work, but we know some of the other people did. They
It
seem
is
to
led
enjoy
by
it.
a ranch hand.
Yeah, it's led by a ranch hand. Okay, but farther away. They have to drag you there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then within the lodge itself, tons of games. They have a foosball table. They have a nice little tabletop shuffleboard, which we made great use of.
We played that so much.
They have a ton of Jenga bricks. They had dominoes. They had different board games. They
Darts.
had darts. They had a poker table.
Giant Connect 4,
Giant
poker
Connect
table,
4.
which we made great use out of.
Oh, you made great. All 3 days at Brooks Lake, y'all made good use out of that poker table.
And
I've
it-
never seen you laugh so hard, aside from Judge Steve Harvey.
And a lot of dogs that were really, really
Yeah.
friendly.
Oh, and dogs.
dogs all over the property that just hang out with you, and in the giant, common area in the lodge. So the main lodge has a huge common area. that people just hang out in. So people don't spend a ton of time in their rooms, just hang out in the common area, talk, drink at the bar, play games, whatever.
I played Connect 4 with so many people on the trip.
Yeah. We
Y'all
played some
get, I played
shuffleboard.
Connect 4 with the youngest person on the trip, and I played Connect 4 with some of the older people on the trip.
There's a library there. Yep. A lot of books
A
to choose
puzzle,
from.
An
A
enormous puzzle in
room.
the corner
Yeah.
corner you could work on that was like bison in a field.
They had a chess table.
Yep.
I didn't see any cats, Jono.
A lot of places to sit outside if you want to relax
Well, they had
outside or
croquet.
inside. Yep.
And
Hot tub. Did you talk about the spa
I
area
forgot the
yet?
spa.
yeah,
Thanks,
looks
forgot
like
the spa.
a lodge and spa.
Yeah, so they have a beautiful hot tub that's enormous. It's an enormous hot tub, and then they have a dry sauna, and they had a workout room, and then an additional fee you could do one of their massage therapy sessions.
They also had
So yeah, beautiful. With
They also-
beautiful.
they also had cornhole. There's a little outside area where Brooks Lake is just so remote that at night when it's not cloudy, you can see the stars. The
You can
Milky
see the
Way.
Milky Way with your naked eye.
And as best as we could tell, it's like I said, all inclusive. The only things you pay for are alcohol and spa treatments.
Hello, Time Turner Productions.
So yes.
How are you doing?
Okay, the correct answer here is Tokyo Disneyland Camp Woodchuck. What's the record for the longest two-foot DTL stream? We're doing.
Also-
Actually, I don't know if we're doing it.
Do you have a photo of canoeing yet later? Okay, I want to talk about
Pecos Schnabs is popping in first place.
Yay!
One Little Spark, John O, Teddy Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt,
it. It's a brew.
and Ian B. the Dwayne rounding out the top five. Teddy, very appropriate name there.
The first hotel had like a teddy bear on your bed that you could buy.
It did, the word hotel. Yeah, and some people did.
Yeah, some people got their little
We
bear.
had some fun with that.
Yeah,
on the last
yeah,
day.
yeah. The last day on the way to the airport, we had some fun.
All right, question number 4. In what year did the canoe attraction open at Disneyland? Was it 55, 57, 60, or 56?
Guys, I think on this trip I found my inner Robin Hood. I can steal from the rich and give to the poor. Terrible at archery though.
Ha! That was very, very good, Jimmy.
But no, archery was
Really
actually pretty fun. It was really fun, actually. You might be the actually funniest thing I've ever
Ruby
said.
with that one. Yeah, we got to do some archery, which was
It was fun.
quite fun. Yeah, got decent at it.
Yeah.
Could hit the middle target
You destroyed
every 3
your
times. Yeah, I did destroy my shirt. But archery was fun.
Apparently, I'm so capital V brave. Huh?
The only part I don't like about archery is you got to go pick up your own arrows.
Yeah.
But
You'd think a terrible trip, not worth any of the money. Who cares about the free snacks and motor coach and private guide around Yellowstone and all the beautiful hotels and the fact that your archery is included? I pick up my own arrows, a disgrace, I
what
tell
is
you.
funny, and I kind of liked about Brooks Lodge, is obviously everything's taken care of. The food is amazing.
Yeah.
Everything is so cool. But you're not expected to just sit on your butt. You pick up your own arrows. You walk down to the canoes. You
Get the
carry your own
canoe.
fishing pole. You're put to work a little bit
Yeah.
to take care of yourself. They're not carrying you around in a chariot or anything. So a fun combination. But archery was a ton of fun. I'm
But-
so glad we got to do this.
If need be, they are very accommodating for you.
For example,
Yes.
the hill was challenging for me down to the lake, and so they very kindly picked me up and drove me back up to the lodge.
But there's no cell phone service out there. There's Wi-Fi in the cabins in the building, but once you get out to the lake, there's no cell service. So I got to walk up the hill to let them know they can all go get Rebecca.
Which I appreciate.
1956 is the correct answer here.
What's up, Nathan?
Oh, sorry, Nathan.
Oh man, that's terrible. Oh, there's 2 Nathans. in the
Nathaniel,
house.
not
yes.
Nathan.
No, sorry, Nathaniel.
You have to clarify because there's a Nathaniel and a Nathan.
No,
now.
you're right. Sorry, Nathaniel.
1956, the canoes opened at Disneyland.
Bravo!
And after 4 questions, we have Denzel continuing his trip down the board, but Pecos Schnabs working on a perfect game. Are we going to have back-to-back perfect games here,
We're
folks?
only 4 questions in. Oh boy, saddle up, folks. Saddle up, folks.
I reckon. Yeehaw!
I reckon we got some wonderful questions up my hand. Hold on your horses.
I'm just making stuff up now.
Giddy up.
Question number
Hold on your
5.
horses.
Oh, what number
Right on
next?
the-
So we did some archery, then what? What restaurant now stands where Casa de Fritos used to be at Disneyland? Can you find Casa Mexicana, Plaza Pavilion, Rancho del Zocalo, or Lafayette's Landing.
Hey, this is where high tea time was.
Yes, this is the high tea room. I think I just called it the tea room. So there's like a giant game room and the bar and then the tea room and then the dining room. So this is the tea room. You can see the entrance to the dining room in the back left.
And that fireplace was always going. It was
Always
great.
going.
You had a beautiful fire.
Crackling.
Always crackling.
I understand the term crackling fire now. You could like hear that a mile away, that crackle.
By the way, Mitch, no, we haven't seen Han Mention yet, and I figure I'll wait for it to come to a streaming service. What about you, dude? You can go see it in a theater?
No, it's way too many. In a slower time, maybe, but there's like 3 movies I'd rather see before that.
Yeah, I want to see Indy. We haven't seen Indy yet because it came out just before we left, so we want to do that. And then I'm sure you probably want to see Oppenheimer.
Yes, and I want to see Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that place in the winter. So they have a website where they have a gallery. I've seen some pictures of it in the winter.
Crazy, Nikki.
We were talking to one of the ranch hand who drove us to the airport about in the winter, you have to park at the bottom and they have to basically snowmobile you up, and getting around the whole ranch is on snowmobile.
Yeah.
It's like a whole different place. But this tea room was awesome. Spent so much time in here and the game room and the bar.
And he said the road that we were on from the place to the airport down at the bottom of the hill, it was like 8 feet snowbanks on either side of the roadway. Jenny Barra's gonna go see HM tomorrow. So good luck. I hope you enjoy it. You'll have to let us know what you think.
All right. John O with the best question. Did any of you at any point in your trip hanker for a hunk of cheese? Never had to hanker because it was always there.
It was so available.
Oh man, they had some great cheese too. The charcuterie board at tea time, just incredible.
What was your favorite thing that you ate? Gideon, what was the favorite thing that you ate on the trip?
Elk.
The elk? Wow.
What do you think it was?
I thought it would be the bison.
Oh no,
Oh, you
You liked that elk. Okay. So Gideon
They were close though.
Gideon liked the elk.
I must say the fries that they gave me with my elk. Wait, no. Did they give fries with the elk? I don't remember.
But you got.
But whatever. When I got fries like during lunch, they gave me fries. Those were good fries.
They were really interesting. They weren't normal cut fries. They were those ones that are like swirly fries, but not.
They weren't curly fries.
Nope.
They looked like they looked like screws.
Thick cut, but swirly.
Yeah, they look kind of like elements of a screw.
What about you, dude? What was the favorite thing you ate on the trip?
It's a tie.
Okay.
At the lodge that first night, they had not a tortellini, but a tortelloni, which is a little bit bigger. That is probably the best.
It was sweet potato, as I recall.
Probably the best pasta dish I've ever had.
I agree.
And then during lunch, they have the same lunch every day. And finally, one day, I got the peach salad, which is just a salad. It just blew me away.
That's what I was gonna say.
Blew me away.
I was gonna say the peach. It was a peach and tomato. It was a peach and heirloom tomato salad with. Was it a goat cheese?
I think it was a goat cheese.
Yeah, it was a type of goat cheese. It was so.
Oh man,
refreshing.
It is as good.
Ridiculous.
There's no way a salad could ever be number one.
No,
but it was literally as good as a salad could be.
It was great.
It's impossible to make a better salad.
I do have to say, by the way, the one thing I have to say that I'm disappointed with is that the portion sizes are so small.
Oh, whatever.
Sarcasm, right?
Yeah, those portions were big.
Oh man, no cheese bag, Nikki B.
Yeah, no cheese
bag.
No
cheese bag.
Oh,
they also didn't feed you.
Like pheasant. Sorry to hear that.
They also didn't give you that much food at any point. It's really sad. No, there was so much food.
Everywhere we went was ridiculous portions of food.
In the lunch also, I would get a grilled cheese for lunch, which was just this incredible. It's like 3 different cheeses, and the food at the Brooks Lodge. You can't believe that this place 5 miles off the road just has some of the best food you've ever had in your life.
And for dinner, they give you the dinner menu during lunch. And so if there's anything on the dinner menu, if you can't find anything you want on the dinner menu, just let them know, and they'll do their very best to find something that you would enjoy that you can eat.
That's true. Yeah. It's a pretty small, like a vegetarian, a fish, and a red meat choice. Mm-hmm. But like they said, like Gideon said, if you don't want one of those, at lunch, let them know. They'll make sure they find something.
For example, one day Gideon, it was either pork loin, which we don't eat pork, or seared ahi tuna, and Gideon's not a tuna fan, so they made him chicken tenders and fries.
And of course, they take care throughout them. And that's another great thing ABD does for you. They know who the vegetarians are,
the gluten-free,
vegans if they have any, gluten-free. They always make sure that you're taken care of wherever we're going. They let you know, they seek you out and let you know ahead of time what you're going to be having, so that if it's not something you're going to love, they'll switch out for something you love. For example, I'm a vegetarian but not a vegan. They made note that I prefer real cheese, not vegan cheese. And one of those first meals, even though the normal dish had vegan cheese, they made sure that it got regular cheese instead. Just everything gets taken care of. Anyway, Rancho del Zocalo, yes. It was, it was,
Never hear that word again.
it was Casa Mexicana, but then that closed and it became Rancho del Zocalo, which is what it still is. So after 5 questions, we have Peko Schneps
Hey.
still with the perfect score.
Is there a photo of the other game?
No.
Okay, should we talk about it now?
You can wait a little bit.
Okay. Do you have
Just a
to
little bit.
talk about it?
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Peko Schneps in first place. Lilo and Stitch. Who's in 5th? I can't see down here. Denzel still trying to hang on. What happened to Gio?
Only your scoreboard like showed everybody. Wait, you scrolled. Why did you need to scroll?
Question number 6.
Your scoreboard needs a little work. I'm sorry.
Which park has the Rivers of the Far West? Will you find that in Hong Kong Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland, Shanghai Disneyland, or Disneyland Paris? So this is to the left of this picture is the lodge. So this is the seating area just outside the lodge. These lovely lounge chairs you can sit in and just take in the lake
There's Brooks
and the mountains and just chill and do nothing. Grab a book if you want to, or like I would do,
Everything looks like a postcard.
listen to a podcast. And it's just the most peaceful, beautiful, luxurious experience you've ever had in your life. All in Wyoming.
Right, it's our ABD water bottle. We put stickers on it for all the different places we went. Yellowstone with a bison because we saw so many bison.
That was question number 6. The correct answer, Gideon, is
Hung
Disneyland
No,
Paris. Rivers of the Far West in Disneyland Paris.
I don't know. I didn't get that.
They wouldn't allow Rivers of America probably. Paris. Schnebby got that right? He did. Schnebby going perfect.
No pressure.
Nikki B. And no people, right up my alley. You know, that is one of the interesting things. During the time you went canoeing, and most people went on a huge hike that day.
Yeah.
The only people in the actual lodge, as far as guests, were me and Jackie, the person by herself. And I would just see Jackie sitting there on the couch reading while I'm sitting on a chair somewhere listening to my podcast. Yeah, if you want to be alone, there's plenty of time to be alone.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about the big hike later or now?
You can talk about the big hike.
Okay. Day 2 at Brooks Lake. Big hike. This is the hike. Actually, I guess technically day 3 at Brooks Lake.
Day 3.
They were hyping it up. This is going to be a difficult hike.
But then they hyped it down.
And
It's
then
not going to be that difficult.
Yeah, they hyped it really high. Everyone got scared, and so they hyped it down just a little bit. So if you would actually be willing to do it, and most of the group did it, and everyone who did it said, "Worth it." One of the most difficult things I've done in my life.
Yeah, exactly. It was not an easy hike. So people got really scared of whitewater rafting, and so she toned it down a little bit, and people realized, what was I scared of? So I thought that was going to be the same thing with this hike. No, people said this hike was hard. So they went to the top of Brooks Mountain, I guess. I don't know if I have a picture of it, but it's a pretty high mountain. They kind of drive. They showed us the point where they got off to start the hike, and it's just like a little ditch on the side of the road.
Who was it who said, you were the one who asked, wait, so that's the top of the mountain, that's where they're going to be going, right? Yeah. Wait, so we'll be able to see them from down there? Like, will they be close enough to the edge? Oh, they'll be close enough to the edge. They'll just be so far away we can't see them.
Yeah, you don't have a concept of how far away that is. So. But people did it. People went to the top. People came back absolutely exhausted, and every single one was glad they did it. And I am glad I didn't.
The population in Memphis is higher than all of Wyoming.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right, after 6 questions, Schnebby's in first place.
We can't talk about his school.
No, we can't talk about it. We don't talk about Schneb's going.
Question number 7.
Night, John O.
Bye,
Good
Denzel.
night. So you got to go
Oh.
early. No, we are going
And
too
what
late.
year was Pirate Slayer added? Mistake. To the name of Disneyland's Tom Sawyer Island. Was it 1999, 2005, 2007, or 2011?
Not the name. All right.
Can I talk about this first?
All right.
Because the 3 of us went canoeing.
Uh-huh.
Daddy does not like canoeing. He quickly found out. Stayed out there about 10 minutes. Said, I'm good. Went back in. Got out of there. And then the 2 of you went canoeing.
Oh boy, canoeing. My face there does not do my enjoyment justice because I love canoeing so much. It's nice, peaceful. You can see fish jumping on the lake. You got beautiful views of the mountains and of the lodge itself. I was wearing a life vest that said Bass Pro Shops on it, so that made me happy. Even though I didn't notice until after the fact. My paddle was red, which also made me happy. Just it's so lovely being able to be in the canoe on the water. I loved it so much. I knew it was what I was looking forward to going into the trip, and it is what I came out thinking I loved.
And so
The next day,
the
Fritz
next
Lake,
day,
we did a different activity, and we got through a little bit of it. I just said, that's just not really my thing. I'm done. And so we
Horseback
finished.
riding.
Yeah, so we
Horseback
finished. Well, I wasn't sure if you were going to get to that later.
you can say it now. Actually, hold on. Let's save that story because I am getting to it later.
Okay.
So we'll save that story. Pirate Slayer was added in. I don't remember.
Oh my, that's tiring to you.
2007.
That's what it was added on the name.
Wow, Geo, outdoorsman.
Yeah.
Wow. Everyone see this? Wow.
He actually just went around the rivers of America multiple times.
Cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Not me. No. I thought I would love it. I was wrong. Pickle
No, you
Schneck.
did not
I
love
did
it
not love
at
it.
all.
I did not
We
love
had to
it.
take you back to shore right
I'm
away.
good. I'm ready to go back. See ya. Schnebby, perfect score. Pressure on. I would tell Char to bug you and put the pressure on, but you said she's sleeping, so can't do that. She's sleeping.
You don't want to ruin Stab's perfect score.
Question number 8. As we continue our tour of Wyoming with the Mosleys. Wyoming.
Wyoming.
It was there.
Wyoming.
Walt Disney World's Wilderness Lodge is modeled after what real-life hotel? The Old Faithful Inn, Lake Yellowstone Hotel, Grand Village, or the Yellowstone Inn?
I feel like if you...
I should have worded this the other way. No, yes, one time, Donna, and that didn't scare me. I think it's a lot wider, though. Because it's 2 across, and this was like
Rinky dink.
3/4
This is
across.
more of a kayak.
Yeah, it felt that way. So this is every day at 4:30. They release the horses into the meadow. They say, everybody, we're going to go release the horses. You can go outside and watch the horses
Casually
trot.
walk.
Yeah, I thought they would sprint. They trotted.
Sometimes they run.
Do they?
Yeah, I've seen on YouTube footage of them running down to the hill.
That would be a cool sight. This was a trot.
Yeah.
It was an average sight, above average sight, but not a cool sight.
The horseback riding is along a very nice trail that has some elevation to it, so that's interesting because that's not something I had done much of because my horseback experience had always been in the desert without much elevation change.
Yeah, we
So
went
being on some steep,
beginning of it, steep hill down.
yeah, some steep hills
But we had to go
where
back
you're
up.
relying on your horse beneath you to be steady afoot was an interesting experience.
I did not horseback ride only because they have a weight limit that I exceeded.
The hard part for me when horseback riding is looking at the horse in front of me going down that steep muddy hill because it rained the previous night and watching their horse like scooch with the mud. I'm like, yeah, my horse did that right now too. Also, the way I was introduced to my horse, Blue Duck, beautiful. I'm watching my mom get on the horse right in front of me and I hear this running water. I turned and I looked at my horse peeing on the ground, and that is how I first saw my horse. I'm like,
gotta go,
yep,
gotta go.
that's my horse, the one
So
peeing.
your horse is named Blue Duck,
Yeah.
Yes.
and your horse
Dracula.
Dracula.
Also, the horse in front of me during our ride decided to just poop right on the ground, right in front of me. Beautiful sight.
Mine
No.
too. Yours did that to mine.
I'm sure. But my favorite part of the horseback ride, there's like a small, very small, like little creek. It's like 6 feet wide, maybe, very shallow, a couple inches deep, just with a couple of pebbles on the ground. And the horses walk right through it.
Yep.
And it's my favorite part because going up to it, I'm like, is this where we stop and say part the waters and then the river trades so we can go through the.
If Dusty was
sea?
with you would have said that.
No, it's universal. I would have
You said
said
it
it.
to
I said
me.
it to mom.
Okay. Gio has not been on a horse since 91 or 92. Nikki B says, I'd be riding for all my activities. Nikki B used to be a horse person, so I believe it. Question number 8. The answer is
My opinion of horseback riding, I sit on an animal that's unpredictable, yet doesn't do anything aside from just gently bounce me up and down.
so I knew that previous horse adventures that other people had been on, the guide was telling lots of stories during it, which helped it stay interesting. You guys, it was just the two of you.
Yes.
And you guys had one of the more quieter guides, as I know, because he also was our
Absolute
archery guide.
silence the whole time.
Yeah, so it also seemed like very young.
Oh, yeah.
I think most of the guys were probably on the hike, and so
Exactly. Yeah.
Although I did like him.
Oh no, I adored
He had a
him.
dry sense of humor.
Yeah, I was
Really
gonna say,
hilarious.
if you'd have been with us, you would have had him chatting.
Probably
But
so.
neither Gideon nor I are going to engage him in conversation, so therefore he was quiet.
Old Faithful Inn, as you saw earlier, looks a lot like the Wilderness Lodge, and so it's modeled after it.
It is.
I think I've been on a horse once at the Doe Plantation in Hawaii. Oh, that seems like
That
a beautiful
sounds
place to go.
beautiful.
Yeah. That was
Is that
Schnaps
where
who
the
said
whoops are
that.
made?
I don't believe the actual whips are made there, but perhaps the pineapples for the whips.
Oh, that does sound beautiful. Just I'm imagining Dole Whip mountains everywhere. That's wonderful.
Schnebby, perfect score. Cowboy Geo popping back up into the top 5. Question number 9. Going right up. Hip hip.
Hooray! Yeehaw!
Hip hip.
Yeehaw!
Question number 9 is: in what year did the Golden Horseshoe Review end at Disneyland? Was it 1986, 1988, 1991, or 1992?
Why'd you go with this? Oh,
I'll
no.
take this one.
Oh, okay. Well, you could have gone with like a happier photo.
3 nights in a row.
Yeah.
3 nights in a row.
Yeah.
We brought out the poker table.
Brought out the poker chips. Brought out the cards.
8 people, 9 people sat around the poker table, and we played poker.
For a
For-
couple hours.
Yeah, just for fun.
Just for
Well, not
fun.
for fun. We didn't play for money, but we did play elimination. When you lost your chips, you were out of the game. So it was like tournament style to see who would win. This is the famous Lou Mangello here, the founder of WDW Radio. I played poker. Oh my goodness. This is my memory from this adventure by Disney.
Is
is
poker?
Poker night with my new friends. So much fun. So many laughs. Becky's hilarious. Lou is the funniest guy in the world. I had no idea Lou was so
He
hilarious.
is funny.
Deanna.
Getting to know some of the people. There's this older lady there. What was her name?
Linda.
Older lady, Linda, who's quiet, but likes poker and was just loving being at the poker table with us one of the nights. Lou's daughter, absolutely hilarious. Poker night
His son.
at the Brooks Lake Lodge. So much fun. This is what makes, and I feel like this was what happened on this trip, but these kinds of moments, just the moments when it's just you and your family, as they call it, your group. I feel like this is what makes the adventures, one way or another, no matter where you are. These are the moments that people remember, and this is the one that I remember. It's so awesome.
Super cool.
Anyway, the Golden
You're
Horseshoe
making
Review.
Nikki want to
Gio
move
wants
to
to know
Wyoming.
Hold'em or 5 card.
We played Hold'em, which I had to learn how to play. I know how to play 5 card. I did not know how to play Hold'em, but now I do.
You're making
Okay.
Nikki want to move to Wyoming.
I can see why. By the way, Jackson County, where we started, literally the most wealthy county in the country.
Yes.
So
The,
keep that
as
in
they
mind.
like to say right now, the billionaires are squeezing out the millionaires.
Yeah. So if you want to move there,
Move near it and then drive there to work.
yeah, they told us the whole town shuts down at 9 o'clock because no one who works there can afford to live there, so they got to get out of there at a reasonable hour.
Drive home to Idaho.
Yeah, really. Well, seriously, our Uber Lyft driver lives in Idaho and drives over the hill every day to do all his Lyft work.
Yes.
Oh no,
we had to-
Schnabs.
Did Schnapp miss it?
Yes.
Oh no! Oh no!
No.
There goes the perfect game in the 9th inning, Schnapp. That's
Oh,
embarrassing.
so sorry.
Old Uncle Orville still has perfect bragging rights. In fact, Lilo and Stitch now, because of that, is only 2 points behind you, Schnapp,
Oh, no.
with 1 question to go.
It is anybody's game, partner.
That's pretty cool. All right, let's see who we got to pay attention to this question now. 2-point difference, 1 question to go. Who will win? Question number 10. Coming up now. Here it is. Right now. Silver Spur Steakhouse can be found in which theme park? Tokyo Disneyland, Magic Kingdom, Hong Kong Disneyland, or Disneyland Paris?
Hey, there's me on a horse. I'm the one
Yeah.
with the big giant white patch on the back of my shirt. 'Cause that's my Runaway Railway. No, my Toontown Construction shirt.
There's Blue Duck and Dracula. So this would be a good time for you to say what you did after your horseback riding.
Well, we finished a little bit early. I just didn't like horseback riding that much. And Dusty offered to go take me on the lake canoeing. We went canoeing and we were out
You
there for
and
like
Dusty.
an hour.
Yep.
Chatting Disney and having a wonderful time on the lake. He took a beautiful photo of the lodge, took a selfie in the canoe. It was wonderful.
So my best memory was the time at the poker table with my buddies. What was your best memory of the trip?
Canoeing with Dusty.
Canoeing with Adventure Guide Dusty. And I love Dusty volunteered. Dusty's like, do you want to go canoeing? I just love that he did that. Like, hey, you and I, we can go. Of course, we can go canoeing. Heck yeah, I'd love to go canoeing with you. It's such a cool thing.
Yep.
Such a cool thing. So, who is going to win? The correct answer here for Silver Spur Steakhouse is, come on, Disneyland Paris. Kyle's been there. Of course, Kyle's been there.
You know how I knew it wasn't Magic Kingdom?
So.
The Steakhouse Magic Kingdom. I would know.
That's funny. All right, Gideon.
That's why I like the elk so much. It reminded me a lot of steak.
Read the podium.
One Wheel Spark finished third place. Second place, Leo and Stitch. And in first place, we have Pico Stabs,
21
Uncle Orville, and
points.
be the Dwayne. And in seventh place, we have Yeehaw Cowboy Geo. Yeehaw!
Snebs and Geo, 21 points. Is that the
And that's
closest?
a photo of me and my Brooks Lake Lodge
Let us get a better version of this
sweatshirt.
photo for you guys.
with two guys in the middle, Dusty on my side, Casey on Dad's side, and Dad in the shirt with a two-headed bird on it.
Yeah, our final night, our goodbye,
Um,
Gideon in his new sweatshirt, Casey and Dusty dressed appropriately. I think this is the first time I've shown you guys Casey. Casey
It
was
is.
spectacular. Casey is literally one of the most impressive ladies I've ever met. There's
That's
just
for
something
sure.
about Casey that she's an
She
impressive
has an air of competence that is so reassuring when you're doing something new, and yet empathy, right?
Yeah.
She has a she's kind of like Mary Poppins, in that she's somehow warm without being gushy.
Yeah, all true, all true.
She's amazing.
And then Dusty's been doing this forever, and he's just spectacular. So funny, so entertaining. It's wonderful. We could not have had two better guides. We
That's
could not
for
have
sure.
had a
A
better
better
trip,
group,
a better family.
Yep.
better family.
And,
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, we could not have had a better trip.
It
Literally,
was amazing.
my favorite vacation ever.
Did not think that you guys would come back from this trip having had as much fun as you did. I really thought that you would lose interest
Right.
very quickly.
And it was partially Wyoming, without a doubt. Wyoming is much more beautiful, much more fun than I expected. And it's partially the ABD experience,
Mhm.
both the group we were with and the guides, and just
Mhm.
what ABD is.
The
Yeah.
family we
So
were
we
with.
are so sold on ABD.
Now we just have to figure out how many organs to sell off to be able to afford another.
So this group, WDW Radio, this same group is doing Tokyo in 2025.
They're doing another one soon, I'm pretty sure.
They're doing a Nat Geo
Oh, yeah, they're doing a Nat
adventure, which
Geo.
is a little bit different. Still
Yeah.
Disney, but not branded the same.
Yeah.
River Cruise for Christmas markets this fall.
Yeah.
And they are doing
Wow.
Japan in 25,
2025.
which the ABD Japan does not include Tokyo Disneyland, but they are adding on after Tokyo Disneyland. I want to go. I
I'm
want to go.
hoping.
So if you would like to contribute to the Mosley's GoFundMe,
Hey, we got that one up, and we probably get $1.
wow. So yeah, we thought we would, instead of saving the trip till after, we would do it during the trivia this time. I think that worked out well.
Yeah.
I think that was fun. Anything else you guys want to say about it before we get out of here?
Any questions?
You want to talk about the moose? I know you enjoyed the moose.
Yeah, we saw Moose at the end.
Oh no, I meant this moose.
Oh, we didn't talk about our games. We played 2 games on the trip. 2 games, 2 games, 2 games, 2 games. The first game we played, I think. Which one did we play first?
Trivia.
I don't know. We played both on the bus. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Talk about the one you want to talk about first.
Don't be doobie. Don't get stuck.
No, I'm talking about. Okay, no, we played Moose first. I'm talking about trivia. No, Jeopardy. Yeah, so we played Jeopardy. That we had to use a different name because copyright. Kind of. It was mostly joke, but real. Anyways, we played Jeopardy. You were team captain of.
The fluffy cows.
Yes.
Which was the back of the bus and included the Mangello family, us, and some other people from the trip.
Yes. And in the front of us, we had the Grand Tetons.
Tetons, yes.
I think it was just the Tetons.
One or the other.
Yeah, those are the 2 teams.
Yeah.
We played different categories. The categories were Jackson Hole, Brooks Lake Lodge, Disney, Yellowstone. Was there one for Tetons, or was that just
I
one
don't
with Jackson?
remember.
And guides.
Yes, the guy, which was fun. Guessing on the guy.
So they were all, Disney was, Disney questions, Yellowstone questions. They were all, worked like Jeopardy, except for the guides was all 200-point questions,
And they
and it was
never run out.
all what?
And they never run out of them.
Never run out of them, and they're all for and if you're the team supposed to answer, the other team can't steal. With other questions, the other team can steal. In the guide's case, you can't because there's only 3 options: Dusty, Casey, or at the time we still had the bus driver, so Wade. And so they would ask to state a fact about the guide. You have to say which guide the fact applied to. So we got to learn a lot of interesting things about our guides.
The best thing we learned, Wade was voted best bus driver for whatever organization. So I felt so much better.
Yes.
As we were going up the hill in this giant bus up to Brooks Lakes Lodge, I felt better knowing Wade was selected as the best bus driver in the area.
Uh-huh.
Made that a lot more pleasant trip
We heard
for
some
me.
fun stories about Casey and Dusty.
Was Dusty the valedictorian?
I think so.
Yeah.
Dusty was also the one who happened to end up being a Girl Scout.
Oh, yes, because his mom was a regional
leader.
something, and so the family had to be a part of it to go on the camping trip. So he and his dad were technically Girl Scouts. Anyway, the Jeopardy was fun, and then we played this weird drawing game, Gideon.
Moose Migration, fun game. You get a piece of paper on one side, you write your name. On the other side, you are supposed to draw pieces of moose. First, you draw a leg. Then you give your moose to the person behind you, and you get the moose from the person in front of you with their leg on it. You then add another part of the moose. I think it was the next leg, and then you keep doing this. You had body, you had tail, you had head. You had one singular eye before the head, by the way. Before the head, you had an eye. Eventually, you have eventually you add answers. You have to add a dewlap. If you don't know what a dewlap is, just guess.
And so you end up with this really mangled.
Oh,
image.
no, we're not even done. You have to
By the way, we didn't know it was a moose to start off with. We were just told to draw a leg.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we did. We knew it was a moose.
No, because remember somebody drew like the leg way up in the upper left corner because all we were told was draw a moose leg. We didn't know it was.
Oh, that we were going to be
moose.
doing more stuff.
Yeah, we just knew.
Draw
a moose leg.
Right.
And so someone drew it way up in the upper left corner. You had to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, and but we knew it was a moose. We didn't know we were going to end up drawing a moose.
Right.
And then we had to add accessories, and eventually we had to name the moose, and then
Come up with what the moose had said.
We've never seen the same moose ever.
Yeah,
we've seen
you're
completely
just
different moose
passing
every
it
time.
around.
And then at the end of the trip, when the later days, they open up within the Brooks Lake Lodge. They take the room where we had tea, and they put all the mooses along the walls, and then they opened up the Museum, where you could visit all the wonderful, horribly misshapen moose drawings. And then on the last day, they gave out awards for people who had moose. Because remember, your moose has whatever you drew, and whatever your moose technically is, because you drew one leg, has no effect over how good of a score you get, because everyone else is responsible for what happens to your moose after that. But it doesn't matter. So as long as you have as long as your moose ended up looking good just by pure coincidence, you can still win the game. So so it's fun. Was there any good music? Not sure.
Yeah, they did. They had nice audio on the bus. We had some Disney music for some of it. We had Wild Western tunes for part of it.
Oh yeah, there are some of the moose drawings.
One night they showed a movie. It was supposed to. I think were they going to show the movie Under the Stars, but it rained, so they showed it at the bar instead.
Those are some of the moose drawings. You can kind of see them.
It was
Rudolph. I think that's Rudolph.
So a couple of things I wanted to mention. Oops, sorry, let me get rid of that. They had on one of the days at the lodge, they had a complimentary whiskey tasting.
Optional, but
yes,
complimentary.
optional. Yeah, they're not going to force it on your throat, but optional complimentary, which included some food accompaniments, which were really, really yummy. Again, back to some more cheese and other things. That was a lot of fun.
Learned more about whiskey.
Learned about whiskey a little bit and enjoyed some yummy, yummy food.
Mostly just enjoyed everybody's company because pretty much nobody at our table was a whiskey drinker. So it was a lot of coughing and gasping and wondering why people drink whiskey.
It smells like alcohol.
And then the last night, and I don't know why I didn't see this coming. Of course, it's Disney. Of course they're going to do something like this, but I didn't see it coming. So we have dinner the last night.
Then they have us have dessert in the bar area,
right,
which is nice, change of scenery. And then we come back into the dinner room for part 3 of our 3-part dinner. First part was the meal. Second part was dessert. Third part,
a
slideshow.
The slideshow. So they've rearranged the
Everybody
chairs
cry.
into theater seating. And
Well,
actually,
first,
right before this, go ahead.
Yeah, they go up there with their introduction, and then all of a sudden, when the ranchers comes
The
over,
general manager.
yeah, he says, "You told me not to bother you unless it's something important. There's a moose outside. Yeah, guys might want to come see this." So we went outside to see the moose, and while we're seeing this moose, we see a deer too.
So of course we all joked that they just keep a moose in a pit out
Yeah.
back, and then on the final night just go bring in the moose.
And the best part was, didn't you tell Dusty that everyone's thinking that? He's like, "No, we don't do that. Call the grizzly. Repeat, call in the grizzly."
So, and then
It's funny.
after the moose sighting, it was
Yes.
a baby moose, or at least a younger moose.
Yeah.
We came back in and
We
theater
watched it.
seating.
But
and,
first, before the slideshow, they went around to each
my.
individual person and asked them what the thing they were looking forward to at the beginning of the trip was, what they were looking forward to most, and then what they ended up liking the most. And it was
and the tears were flowing, people. The tears were
By the
flowing.
It
third
reminded me
person,
of
someone
summer
was crying.
camp. When you say goodbye to your friends at
Yeah.
summer camp, it was very much that mood.
The third person that talked, wonderful mom, Cameron, she got us started by talking about the
Yep.
people. As soon as you talk about the people you've met, the tears were flowing. And then the one that really got us, one of the gentlemen that was there, nice guy, but nothing about him the whole trip made me think this is a particularly emotional guy. Couldn't even get out his first words before the tears started flowing. You're like, oh my goodness.
It was beautiful.
it
The
was-
bond that people had was
Yeah.
really amazing.
And honestly, what you said, I don't know if you want to repeat it, but what you said just made me so happy.
No, it's so true. You guys know I'm an introvert, so I enjoy interacting with people this way through the computer. Doing a YouTube, that kind of thing. But the idea of taking this trip, where for an entire week I was going to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with 23 other strangers that I then was touring with, was just not my idea of. I was dreading that portion of it. And so that night I told everybody that I looked forward to the meals. I looked forward to getting together with these people and hearing what they'd been doing and everything. And that was shocking to me. I did not expect that. I would not have laid odds that when that final dinner was rolling around, I'm actually waiting by the door for the doors to open, not with dread, with excitement. Oh, I wonder who I'm going to be talking to at dinner tonight. I wonder what I'm going to be hearing about at dinner tonight. Not fear and anxiety.
And so I followed up that beautiful thing with, I'm not going to give a big, long, sappy speech. It's going to make everybody cry. I'm just going to get right to the point. Thing I was most looking forward to, canoeing. Thing I most liked, canoeing with Dusty, though. It was with Dusty. And I also liked whitewater rafting, which I was not expecting. Something along that is what I said. I made a joke at the beginning of mine about how I did not have a long, sappy thing to give.
And I think I just said poker and people, man.
Yeah,
Poker
and
people.
Poker and people.
If you tell Lou that if they ever do this trip again, they need to call it Poker and People.
So
Tell Dusty that's their next marketing move. They're renaming Wyoming to Poker and People.
So the next morning, a couple people had to leave early, but the rest of us, we all left at the same time. They caravanned 3 cars from Brooks Lake Lodge
To the airport.
to the airport. And this was, I believe, the last family picture we took before getting to the airport and officially ending our adventures by Disney. It was
We're not ending our adventure.
a spectacular time. What else?
We
did
ended our adventure by Disney, but we didn't necessarily end our adventure because we're not the only people waiting for our flight in the airport. There were
Sure.
other families there, so you're able to interact with the family
Yes.
for a little bit longer.
We were the last ones to leave, but
Yes.
one by one, families would leave on their flight home.
Yes, but some stayed for a little bit.
Yeah.
Our flight was at we got there at noon. I think one flight was at 1, one flight was at 3:30, and then ours was at 6. So we had chat for 3 hours after we got there.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Spectacular. Now, of course, we're Facebook friends with most of them, and hope to see them again, maybe in Japan in a couple years. Anyway, just spectacular. Anything else either you guys want to say before we just?
Something for 5 minutes, that's for sure.
No.
I think for me, because this was a WDW radio group, I think that's what really helped as far as that dynamic of group travel that I was nervous about, because we had that instant connection, that instant bond as far as Disney went. And I also think that there's a certain personality that typically gets more actively involved within kind of these online communities. And so I think that also helped with the demo, with like, just my comfort level and just overall kind of what we were all interested in, what we were all embracing. It was a lot of, it was really beautiful. The balance of events, the pacing of an ABD this is not a relaxing vacation typically. Wyoming is among their most relaxing itineraries, because you have those first few days of wake up early, go see sights, get to bed late, wake up early, go see sights, get to bed late. And then you follow it up with the 3 days at the lodge. And that's not as typical. ABD tends to be kind of just this, as you've seen with the around the world itinerary, they really want you to maximize your time. And so they've got you on the go,
and there's a lot of travel too. So you end up waking up early to get on the bus or get on the train or even the plane, depending on the itinerary.
But the nice thing is your bags, you just set them outside the door. And then when you get to the next hotel, they're in your room waiting for you. So you're not having to, there's not a drudgery to it. There's not that kind of taxing nature to it. But it is a full itinerary because they really want you to maximize your time. They respect the fact that this is possibly a once in a lifetime. This isn't just a place you're going to, journey to again sometime. They want to make sure that you can see what is beautiful about the place. And in many cases, they're also getting you unique access. I know, like on their Italy trip, they get access to the Vatican and a time frame that isn't accessible to anyone else. It's only ABD, and that's not a typical dynamic. Typically, Vatican trips are wall-to-wall people, that kind of thing. So you're getting bang for your buck. But like I say, they are a paced trip. They aren't a kick back, put your feet up and relax trip. We average 3 to 4 miles on our feet every day of our trip.
For sure. I should have just saying, any plans to do another ABD trip soon, guys? If not, what tour would you like to do? So we don't have one booked as of now, obviously, and with every chance we'll never do another one, but I suspect we will. I was just looking at the website, drooling the other day. I would love to do the Japan one with this group in 2 years for sure.
That would be
See
nice.
what the other ones are.
London, Paris sounds great to me because I've never been to London and I would like to do Paris again. I would obviously want to tack on Disneyland Paris to the end
Where
of it.
do we get a Brooks Lake Lodge pen?
But also the ones in northeast New England, I think there are 2 out there. Maybe one's partially Canada or something.
The PEI one.
I love the idea of doing the northeast.
Yeah,
What do you do
PEI
there?
one sounds nice.
It's almost like this in terms of it's just a different scenery, kind of outdoorsy, but instead of the mountains, it's the northeast has the ocean and stuff like that.
What kind of activities do you do?
I don't know. I haven't booked it. So, but I'm sure it's spectacular because they all are. I wouldn't have booked this one based on the activities, and I'm sure glad I did. So I have no doubt I would love it.
Yeah, I don't know. Given my mobility issues, I don't know if I would do another one. I'm kind of apprehensive about it. I'm sure they could accommodate me, but I just don't know if that's really. I feel like I'd almost be happier sending you guys on it and hearing about your adventure afterwards than trying to tackle it myself. Or if it was an area adjacent to people I knew or something, maybe take my own little trip kind of nearby, but let you guys do the full itinerary. So but the Japan is the most interesting itinerary to me that I saw.
I'm envisioning lots of bullet trains.
The Encanto one sounds amazing. That's coming online soon. I don't think it's online yet. It's like Central and South America. I think I can't remember all of it, but
they have or had a Frozen one, which is
they did.
kind of Norway and stuff. Yeah. So much cool stuff. This is the way to travel. I mean, like you said, it's not the relaxing way to travel, but it's certainly, as they were telling us, ABD takes care of everything. They were talking about one they did in China where a flight got canceled. And can you imagine you're in China by yourself or, basically on your own and a flight gets canceled and trying to deal with that? Whereas with ABD, I can imagine it's happening. You don't even know it got canceled.
Right.
A little bit of change of plans. We're going to be doing this instead. And okay. Because they take care of everything, and I love that. Anyway, that's our Adventures by Disney trip, Wyoming. It was wonderful. Spectacular. Hopefully, it's not our last one. Hopefully, we get to do some more cruising soon. got a trip to Disney World coming up, all the stuff, and we love to tell you about
But
it.
until
Yeah,
then,
and just to be clear, I know they can totally accommodate your mobility issues because I saw that being handled. I just don't know if it would be I don't know if I would embrace it as much.
these are the pins, by the way. That you guess.
They give you pins, one for each day of your trip.
Yes.
And yeah, anyway, thanks for joining us so much, everyone.
Until we see you next time, happy trails. So long, partner. Time to ride off.